Hey everyone. I hope everyone's having a good day. It's been pretty good for me. Yesterday wasn't so good, but today was a lot better. Let's see who we have in here so far. Well, I had to reschedule, so this might be from a long time ago. You guys had rain all day? That sucks. Boston. Sincere, how are you? So hopefully it'll be nice tomorrow too. Um, Seen the fireworks, the kids did the sparkler things, and we'll probably go see fireworks tomorrow too. My little one is really hyper, like really hyper. I'm gonna come on camera in a minute. See, I'm sure you guys can hear him in the background. He's so hyper right now. I think it's because he had some cupcakes. All right, so today the reason, okay, so we're gonna do the paranormal tomorrow because I want to talk about something that I guess I've never really, if you go back on my channel, you'll see that I've done videos about Without a Crystal Ball. The reason why, so I started my channel in 2017. And then I did a few makeup videos, and I probably did like 4 or 5 makeup videos. And then Daddy's home, so hopefully he can calm him down. I did several makeup videos, and then my camera ended up breaking. I know a lot of people use their phones, and you can totally use your phone if you want to start your own channel because of the way that they make these phones now. But that wasn't my thing. I wanted, I had a really nice camera and it broke. So really, then I realized that I needed a computer to edit. So then I didn't upload for about 2 years. And then I started, excuse me, I kept watching YouTube, of course, but as I started watching YouTube and I ran across Without a Crystal Ball and started watching her, after a few weeks, I ended up unsubscribing from her. And I figured out very quickly what she is about. And the reason why I chose to add commentary to makeup and combine them together is because of her. I had to get out how much she bothered me, how problematic she is, the things that she'd say, the horrible way that she treats people. I couldn't hold it inside. So that's one of the reasons why I added commentary to my makeup channel. She's one of the reasons why, because I wanted to express my opinion about her. And then I started seeing how people were responding to it. And I'm like, well, I like doing this. I like giving people my opinion. I like calling others out and holding them accountable for their actions. So in a way, I have to thank Without a Crystal Ball, because if it wasn't for her, I don't think I'd be doing commentary, because she's the reason why I'm like, oh my God, I couldn't stand her. Like, I literally, like, everything that I would watch, I would be like, oh my gosh, this woman is so mean. And I did probably about, I'd say I did, hold on, let me count how many videos I did about her. Just gonna look for a minute. Hold on, you guys. I gotta go back. Okay. So the very first video that I did about Without a Crystal Ball was 6 months ago. My very first official makeup and commentary video. And it's called Get Ready With Me. And it says rant. And it says, how long are y'all going to continue to enable Without a Crystal Ball's behavior? So that was the title of my very first makeup and commentary video. And I feel like that's when I really found my niche and what I absolutely adore doing and combine the two. So, and I still love doing that, which I will be doing videos as well. I just never realized how much I would like going live too. But yeah, that was number one. The second one was actually not about her. It was actually about tea detox, but so then I did a second one. It's called Dear Without a Crystal Ball Supporters. Have y'all had enough yet? This is so fun. Okay. So that's the second one. The third one is Without a Crystal Ball trying to get another lawsuit. That was the third one. And this was when obviously she was going through this whole lawsuit with Tati. And to be honest with you guys, I've only done 3 videos about her. So the reason why, I mean, it's not as if her being problematic got better or anything like that. The reason why I stopped doing videos about her is because as I started looking around me, here, I'm going to come on camera now. Hello, everyone. Wait a second. Never mind. Let me just turn this ring light on. So I find my babe fixed my chair because it was up too high. I gotta fix that. But so it might look a little bit different because it was up way too high. What's that beeping noise? Okay. Hi, Jenny. Hi, everyone. Okay, so let me zoom you guys in closer. Not zoom you guys in. But one of the reasons why this might be a little bit too low. Okay, so one of the reasons why I stopped, and it's not because her problematic behavior got better. It's because I started noticing that people around me, not everybody, I understood why people wanted to hold her accountable for the things that she did. So that's big. Yes. But I wanted to start holding her accountable for the things that she did, and I understood why other people were holding her accountable, but I didn't want my whole entire channel to be her. And everyone around me, their whole channel was, it's not like they haven't seen you already. Everyone around me, their whole channel was about her. So that's why I'm like, no, I'm not going to do this. So then I started holding other people accountable because I just started seeing, not everybody, but I just started seeing other people, and they would base their channel off Without a Crystal Ball. And it really could have gotten that way with me too, because I understood why other people were their whole channel was about her, but I didn't want to go in that direction. So the third video I had did about her, I told everybody, I'm like, look, if you guys are here just to watch my commentary about Without a Crystal Ball and holding her accountable, that's great and all. There are a lot of great channels out there that's doing it, but I don't want my channel based off of her, because I have stuff to say about people equally, and I am not going to. She's not interesting. She is so problematic, and it's never ending with her. So why would I continue to do commentary and base my channel off of her, and then make it to where people only come to my channel because they want to hear about Without a Crystal Ball? I didn't want to turn into that kind of channel. I wanted my channel to be, equally about everybody, But I had to stop myself because it easily could have turned into that. She is very problematic, and she sometimes, when you watch the things that she does, it makes you so mad that you could go on and on and on and on and on. That's why a lot of people talk about her, because they're trying to hold her accountable. But a lot of people, I think that's why we are here to have a discussion today, because are people going too far? Or are they not? Is it wrong that people's channels are based on her? There are a lot of people that have channels based on a certain subject. Like, some people only talk about the Watts case. That's it. So a lot of people only talk about James Charles. Some people only talk about Jeffree Star. Their whole channel is Jeffree Star. Some people, their whole channel is Jackie Ayanna. Some people, their whole channel, everybody has their own ideas and what they want to do with their channels. And I have noticed a lot with the Without a Crystal Ball community that since I have taken myself out of that community, I haven't taken myself out of it. I still keep up with her and the things that she does. But I've noticed that people, when I was more involved, in the Without a Crystal Ball community, people were friends, and as I start to look, there are so many people that are at each other's necks now that are not friends anymore. Thank you, Boston. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, Inventing Carrie. How are you guys doing tonight? Hey, Jenny, Lynn. Only Positive Intentions. It's good to see you guys. Goose. So that's what I want to talk about and get you guys' opinion on, because a lot of, I used to watch, and I still watch her sometimes. I just don't watch her as much because, I see sometimes that, she talks a lot about Without a Crystal Ball. But I watch Teaspiracy. I like watching Teaspiracy. I like watching Charlotte. I like watching sometimes I'll watch EKC People Suck. So I do watch channels that really talk about Without a Crystal Ball, but what I am seeing now more than ever is everybody that were friends and they all had a common goal, which was hold Without a Crystal Ball accountable, make her responsible for her actions, blah, blah, blah. They don't get along anymore. And I know it has a lot to do with the lawsuit. And if you guys don't know about the lawsuit, you got to do your research, because it was a lawsuit that everyone was obsessed with, and people went too far with it. I'm talking about making fake emails, harassing people. The drama surrounded around the Without a Crystal Ball. No, let me say this. The drama surrounding around the Tati versus Without a Crystal Ball and how Tati was suing her, the drama surrounding around that was and is and will always be legendary. And I think what baffles me till this day is that there is still drama surrounded around it, and it has separated and divided people who were friends and they had one common thing that they wanted to accomplish, which was call Without a Crystal Ball out on her actions. I do not like all the fighting. It's just a waste. Sorry, KJ just isn't that interesting to me, but the people I've met were worth some of the crap. I know, and I agree with that. Like, I've met so many great people just from doing videos. I haven't talked to her in a while, but Tina is probably one of the most sweetest people ever. I think she is just a genuine, loyal person. I mean, there's been times, and I think it's just because of everything that's surrounded around this case. There's been times when I'm like, like she's wanted to talk to me, Tina, and she'll be like, okay, well, we'll call each other on Facebook. I said, well, here, I'll just give you my number. She's like, no. Don't give me your number. I'm like, why? She's like, because if you end up getting doxxed, I am not getting blamed for it. That's just, she's so self-aware, maybe a little bit too self-aware, but I absolutely adore that woman. And she literally welcomed me into the community. And Teaspiracy is one of the first people that actually shared. She's the first official person. Hey, Tattoos, how are you, beauty? She's the first official person that has shared my video. Like, literally was like, oh, this girl's awesome. I love Teaspiracy. I love that New York accent of hers. I don't know if it's New York, but whatever. She has, I love her accent, and I still watch her till this day. Hey, Brandy, how are you, beauty? But I'm going to get into a little bit of why people don't like Without a Crystal Ball. And I'm telling you, do your due diligence and do your own research, because I'm telling you, this woman, I'm going to open up the panel so people can give their opinion about if they think, because there's a lot of people now that I feel like never used to, but now are like really going hard for the Without a Crystal Ball community and saying that they go too far, and the channels that are about her, all the channels that are strictly about her, they just feel like it's too much. And I want to know from other people, do you think it's too much? Because I have literally, I don't like her. I'm sorry. I don't like the woman. She is a horrible person. She makes fun of people's religion, okay? Because she's I don't know what the fuck she is. I don't know what she is, but she makes fun of anybody who is religious. Anybody. She the reason why she was in the lawsuit with Tati in the first place is because she said horrible, defaming things about Tati and Tati's husband. She's just not a nice person. I've watched her. I was subscribed to her. But then when I found out her sneaky, underhanded, horrible, demeaning, manipulative, condescending ways, I unsubscribed to her within 2 weeks when the whole Micah Stauffer shit was going down and all the lies that she was telling. I'm just like, this woman is a snake. I don't like her. I just don't. I feel like she will step on anybody to get to the top. And it doesn't matter who she steps on. It doesn't matter if they're friends with her. It doesn't matter shit. She is vicious. Hey, Natasha. And I don't like her. And I am not going to sit here and pretend like I do. Has she changed? I don't know. We're about to find out. But she's not an interesting person. I was not about to make my whole channel about her. But do you guys think that the community, the Without a Crystal Ball community, has gone too far? Do you think it's too much? Do you think that they need to stop? So one of the things that I'm going to talk to you guys about, and I got this from a channel. I don't know. I guess I'll try to bring it up on here, but I don't know how to do it, you guys. Hey, Chicken Wings, how are you? Let me see if I can do this crap. I don't know how to do it. And I'm getting sick and tired of hearing about Creepshow art too. Can we just stop with that too? Like, I knew something was wrong with her from the minute I watched her. When I want to know, when is enough enough? When does it cross the line from being exploitive? Is that the right word? Do you think that the crystal ball community has gone too far? So I'm going to read you guys some emails. And you guys can let me know what you think. Deep breaths, mama. Yeah, I'm good. I just don't like her. She's just not a nice person. I've seen her treat people like crap. She's always being caught up in her lies. Like, it's just ridiculous. There has been a lot of people who are always holding Without a Crystal Ball accountable that are actually defending her now because of things that have been going on. So let me read this first email real quick. I'm going to read some emails to you. Who, Without a Crystal Ball? Your question is as good as mine, tattoos. Even after the whole lawsuit, she is gaining subscribers. I don't get it. I just don't get it. But it's whatever to me, because I feel like eventually her bad ways will catch up to her. Hey, Nikki. I've never been a CSA fan either. Who's CSA? Who's CSA, sweetie? I'm trying to think. No triggering clue. I think most people find her easy to hate. And I have tried not to. I don't hate her. I don't hate her. I don't hate anybody. I just don't like her ways. I don't like how she treats people. I don't like, oh, Creepshow art. Okay, thank you, Goose. Thank you, sweetie. I'm such a nutcase. Okay, yeah, something was weird about her. Anyway. What the hell's going on here? Okay, so right now, Without a Crystal Ball is being harassed. There has been false reports filed. Geez, it's never ending. Hold on, I have to put this this email up. Well, actually, it's a tweet. So hold on, I have to wait for it to come up. Absolutely, my disgust is where she claims to be a journalist one day and then an advocate the next day. Not saying she can't be both, but she does nothing but pads her wallet. 100% agree. Okay, so I'm going to read one tweet. This tweet was like, I don't know, like 5 days ago. Okay. It says, please see this thread. Those of you in the Okay, so it's called the anti-KJ community, are surrounded by dangerous people. None of you should fear that if you don't like me, that you will be harassed. These people are dangerous. I've told you all for months to get out. I'm not lying. So basically, God, it's such a rabbit hole. It all started with the lawsuits. Ever since the lawsuit has happened, there has been false allegations. There has been people stalking, harassing, sending fake emails. I mean, the rabbit hole goes deep with this. And I feel like a lot of it is being blamed on the anti-KJ community. Okay. But I think it's important that people understand why there is an anti-KJ community and what the opinion is. And what I want to start a dialogue about is the anti-KJ community going too far? Is talking about KJ and picking apart every single thing that she does, is that borderline harassment? You understand what I'm saying? Okay, hold on. I'm going to read another tweet. We have been trying to figure out for months who filed the false reports. Now we know, and it's a crime in, I'm not going to say where because I don't know if that's considered doxing, but whatever. It's a crime to file a false report. Please don't send any hate. It makes me sad that people are terrified to speak out because they know they will be harassed if they defend me. And this is without a crystal ball tweeting about this, because there are people who have made false reports, who have been harassing her, and there are people who want to defend without a crystal ball, but are afraid they're going to be harassed. Because let me tell you something, the anti-KJ community is big, and they're only getting bigger by the day when they watch her. All you got to do is watch her for 2 days, and I guarantee you, you will be somewhat a part of it. And maybe not a part of it, but you will find yourself, like, literally, when I started watching her, I'm like, oh, this girl's cool. You know, look at this. She's got all this information. She's precise. And don't get me wrong, she's a very intellectual woman. But as I'm watching her, I started finding all of these lies. And then once the lawsuit started and I started seeing more and more lies, and you will catch her contradicting herself and lying and getting caught in her lies and saying this one day and saying this the other day. So she makes you so mad. I'm not going to lie. I'm just telling you guys the truth and how KJ makes you feel. She makes you so upset that you will want to start your own channel because of her, because you will want to get your voice out there and say, I caught you lying about this, and let me show you receipts where you said this and you said this another day. Let me show you how you made this person feel because you disregarded her because she was trying to confide something in you. Let me show you how you are so ignorant to people. Let me show you how every single time you get a super chat, it is like you don't even care. You don't say thank you. You don't say I'm so humble. Nothing. Those kind of things, I'm just telling you the emotions. I'm trying to convey it to y'all. The emotions that you feel when you watch that woman. If you are a person that's real and you like to call people out on their BS, or if somebody's spewing hate, or if somebody's unappreciative when they're getting like 15 super chats in a row and don't say thank you and give a shit about none of them, I'm telling you, it's going to make you feel some type of way. And that's just to a person who is passionate and who cares when it comes to creators and holding them accountable and things like that. It got to a point where I knew I was going to have my YouTube channel. I knew I was going to come back. My babe always motivated me. My boys motivated me. We got a camera, we got a computer, we got two, whatever. And I decided, because of this woman, that, you know what, screw this. I'm adding commentary to my makeup. Like, I have to. I cannot just sit here and do makeup, because I started looking at it like, I don't even really like watching makeup tutorials anymore. Like, the makeup community as a whole is changing. It's just changing. It's not the way that it used to be, unfortunately. And I hope one day it gets back to that. But I just started realizing I have something to say to the world, and I ain't never going to stop doing makeup. So let me just combine the two, because I got something to say about her. She makes you want to do that when you watch her. And if you don't see it, you're not watching her close enough, if that makes any sense. Let me read some of these comments. She's really difficult to watch. How she draws her sentence out and takes 35 minutes to finish one thought. That's true. I don't remember her being like that. I'm not even going to lie to you. I haven't watched her in a while. It's been a while. I have no idea who talk about, to be honest. Without a crystal ball. I have just came into your live. I'm late, so I don't know who you are talking about. Her name is KJ. Without a crystal ball, sweetie. Absolutely, my disgust is where she claims to be. Okay, I read that already. People called CPS on her, right? Yes. Somebody did, apparently multiple times. Just wanted to say congratulations on hitting 1K subscribers. Not sure whom you are all discussing, so I will say nothing. It's okay. Not a lot of people know her, and let me tell you something. Just be happy that you don't. Just don't even go watch her. Don't. You'll wish you never did. For some, it goes even longer, back to anti-vax days. Yes, that's very true. I can't even think about getting into another rabbit hole. I can't handle the horrendous things people do on here to each other. You are so right. She's just not a nice person. That's the biggest problem. She's not. She is very, very mean. She's very mean. I don't like to diagnose people. I can't sit here and say that she's a narcissist, but she sure does act like one. The way she gets all smelly when she starts talking about certain stuff is so cringe. Oh no, not more toxic YouTube waste. That's never going to change, Megabucks. Toxicity is all around. The CPS and law enforcement calls are ridiculous. I agree. I agree 100%, Natasha. I don't agree with it. I think it's ridiculous. And I am still going to be doing a live about that too, because people go too far on here. And I'm pretty sure Without a Crystal Ball has had maybe once or twice. I know that she has a son who is autistic, which obviously has to be very tough. And I am not, I'm not going to comment on what type of mother she is, because I don't think it's anybody's place to comment on what type of mother she is. We don't live with her. We don't know. And I think a lot of people judge her and call her out on certain things, but when it comes to her being a mother, that's a no-no. And I feel like people cross the line when they do that, because you don't know. You don't live in the same house with her. There are things that people will see on, when she's live or when she's discussing a case or something like that, but that's still not enough to call CPS. That's still not enough to make accusations and call her a bad mother. It's just not. I dealt with her in 2018 when I was doing Gypsy Rose Blanchard case. Oh my gosh, you gotta tell us about that, Natasha. It's all about going real life in that community. It's like that in every community, Kimberly. Every community. Kids are off limits. Amen. And that's where people need to stop. I'm telling you guys, you better stop, because you don't know what's going to happen. You are jeopardizing people's lives by calling the CPS and making these accusations. There is no way, okay? There is no way you can tell what type of mother that Natasha is, without a crystal ball. Me, you can't tell what type of mother somebody is by them being on the computer for 3 hours. You just can't tell. There might be things that you might see that you don't like, but that still doesn't make them a bad mother unless they're doing it right in front of you on camera and doing bad things to their kid right in front of you on camera. And that's not going to happen. Just waiting on my brother to get out of work, but I am not home yet. I've been listening though. It's okay, Boston. Thank you. I think a lot of people throughout this entire community go too far. Sorry. I don't think I know people are... It's starting to get way out of line. I agree, Nikki. Yeah, Kimberly. That's what bothers me too. And the hostility towards one another. It's not productive and hurts everyone involved. You guys are preaching. Okay, so let me read this next tweet that was made about a week ago. It says, what kind of community, and this is by KJ, by the way, all of these tweets I'm reading is by KJ that she made recently. What kind of community have you all created that when people commit crimes, people are intimidated into silence, bullied, and harassed? The anti-KJ community is dangerous, and all of you should be careful. I've told you all this repeatedly. Yeah, that's how she talks to people. Like she's some fucking... Never mind. Okay, so... that in itself, that tweet, obviously, KJ can be a little bit dramatic in my personal opinion. She takes things like, but I don't think she's over dramatizing about this. Okay. There are things going on in the community. Like I have to get caught up because all of the people that I watch that were once friends are not friends anymore. Okay. Like, Dottie. Dottie. I used to watch Dottie, and I still do watch her sometimes. And the other day I was watching Charlotte, and she was calling Dottie out about something. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Those, like, Dottie used to be her mod. What happened? Like, why is everybody not friends anymore? It's like, it's so toxic. The people surrounded around Without a Crystal Ball, the people that are in her circle, everything is toxic. But is the anti-KJ community, are they toxic? Are they going too far? Are they making too many videos? Are they threatening people? Are they harassing people that have information that can actually help KJ, but they're being harassed, or they're afraid to come to KJ's defense? KJ is Without a Crystal Ball. Are they afraid to come to her defense because they don't want to be harassed? And here's the thing. I'm not going to call her by her name because her channel is not her name. So I will be respectful and not say her name. But if you hear me say KJ, which is her nickname and what people call her, then that's who I'm talking about, which is Without a Crystal Ball. I work with adults of all types of disabilities. Most rewarding job, but extremely hard. Mamas are my heroes who raise children with disabilities. I agree. I still can't get over that Dottie is 6'2" and high. Oh, really? She's that tall. Wow. I didn't know that. How did you know that, Kimberly? You won't find Dottie's video. They took a left turn. Okay. When I open the panel, somebody has to tell me what's going on with that, because when I used to watch Charlotte all the time, when I really used to keep up with the whole KJ and the lawsuit with Tati, when I used to keep up with that, I knew they were friends. Like, I don't understand why everybody is battling it out, and they never were before. So that in itself, and these are all people who are, I don't necessarily want to say a part of the anti-KJ community. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but they've always been the ones to hold Without a Crystal Ball accountable for her actions. And everybody was a team. Everybody, they weren't doing anything toxic when I used to watch. And now it just seems like everything is toxic. Everything is becoming dangerous. And I can tell you right now, that's one of the reasons why I had to stop watching it altogether. Why I had to stop watching Without a Crystal Ball. Oh my gosh, I didn't see that super chat. Thank you, Boston. I didn't see that. I'm so sorry. Is that Boston? I don't know who that is, but thank you. Why didn't that come up? I don't know why that didn't come up. Or did it? Let me look on here. What do you want? No. Thank you, Boston. I didn't even see that. Thank you, beautiful. Okay, yep. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. Now you go. Say bye-bye. You can come say bye when I'm done, okay?
Hi.
Okay. When I'm done, Tia Symone, I just wanted to say I'm so grateful for your friendship, and I'm so happy I found you when I did. You've created a community of like-minded people who can act like adults. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you, Boston. She's such a I'm so blessed. You know, she's just an amazing, amazing person. She really is, and I'm very, very blessed. I'm good. Thank you, Megan. Okay, so yeah, he'll be back. He likes to look at himself on camera, you guys. Now what the hell was I saying? Now see, now you stay out, Josiah. I will call you in here when it's time. So that's why I had to stop watching her, because it was starting to get really, really toxic for me. This chair is kind of low. Okay. It was starting to get really toxic for me. Like I was starting to get too involved, and I started getting mad when Without a Crystal Ball would get away with the things that she would get away with. I used to get really, really pissed off. And especially when the lawsuit was dismissed when the lawsuit was dismissed, that's when I was officially done. I'm like, I'm done watching this. I feel like she's toxic. I'm not talking about her anymore. And I haven't. And I think the very next person that I held accountable was, of course, Critical K. I will never stop holding her accountable, ever. I don't care what anybody says. But I just want to have a dialogue about even Dottie. Like, I think Dottie's a sweetheart. But I have to look more into it, because why are they not getting along? I like watching Charlotte too. So what the hell happened within this 6 months period that I haven't really been immersed in this community to where everybody are at each other's necks, when just months ago everybody was a team? So that in itself should be telling the anti-KJ community something. And I'm sure a lot of people don't want to necessarily think that they're a part of the anti-KJ community. But when I found that I did 2 or 3 videos about KJ, that is when I made sure I said, I'm not doing any more videos about her, because I don't ever want my channel to be about one person or one case or based on one person. I want us to talk about everyone freely and not talk about them in a mean way or a demeaning way. Just have a dialogue and see what the problem is and how it can be solved, or holding people accountable for the horrible things that they do and the way that they treat people. But I started seeing that a lot of people would be like, oh, I can't wait till you do another KJ video. No. I'm not doing no more KJ videos. Like, it just became too toxic. So I had to remove myself from it. And not even behind the scenes. Some people remove themselves publicly, but still kept up with it behind the scenes. Even I couldn't do that. It was just starting to be too toxic. And when things are starting to get too toxic, you have to remove yourself from that situation, right? You can't just stay in a toxic situation, okay? You can't stay constantly hearing negative things and watching a person treat people like shit and not caring about what others have to say or what their opinions are. You have to just remove yourself from it. All right, hold on. Let me see if there's any more tweets. I want to read you guys before I open up the panel, okay? Yep, there's another one. This is by Without a Crystal Ball. There are people in the world trying to manipulate you. If you don't do what they want, they will harass you. Many of the people actively causing the most fear have been stalking and harassing me because I refuse to do what they wanted. It's sick. Y'all should get out while you can. Let's continue. I'm sure there's more. Because she's that tweety kind of person that's always tweeting. I appreciate everyone speaking up. Please respect me by no longer sharing these fake allegations about my son. They are hurting my husband. Admitted they are false and that she made up everything. Thank you. Okay, so I don't know what that's going on about her son. I don't know anything about that. But again, when is enough enough? Like, I feel like people have immersed themselves so much into KJ. They started off holding her accountable and they have lost themselves somewhere. And it's not even holding her accountable anymore. It's literally picking apart every single thing that she does or doesn't do. And that in itself is a problem. Holding somebody accountable is fine. But when you cross that line to constantly, let me just say this. The more you grow, the more you are exposed, right? And especially when you do commentary, like myself. So, because I'm doing commentary and I am doing commentary about other people, I would be a stupid idiot if I thought that nobody would ever do commentary about me. Okay? That would be naive and it would be very, very what's that word I'm trying to think of? I'm trying to think of a good word. I'm not confident. Cocky, arrogant. That would be very arrogant of me to think that I can call people out on their actions and have a commentary channel, but they can't call me out on mine. To me, be careful. What do you mean, Heather? So that's what I'm saying. People are, the more that you grow, you are going to be susceptible to these kind of things. People are going to talk about you. There's nothing you can do about that. It is inevitable. It just is. I've already been through it. And I literally know that. If I'm holding people accountable, I expect for them to do the same to me. And that's okay. And I might not like it, but it's still okay. I can't sit here and tell people not to call me out on something. But there is a line that you don't cross, in my opinion. If there is a person who did a video about me, okay, and then did another video, did another video, did another video, and just consistently made their channel about me, yes.
I'm starting with 5 more minutes.
Okay, 5 more minutes. Now go. I'm talking right now. Close the door. I'm gonna honestly say that would be a problem to me. Like, I'd be like, okay, your whole channel is me. See, it's very easy to do these kinds of things until it's happening to you. And then you have to look at things from the other side of it. I would not like it if somebody based their whole channel on picking apart every single thing that I do and don't do. I wouldn't like that. Now, if they did 1 or 2 videos or sporadically did videos, that's different. But if they were constantly doing video after video after video, there's nothing I can do about it. But would I sit here and say that that wouldn't bother me in some way, shape, or form? Yes, it would. If there was a community, an anti, oh God, I don't even want to say it. If there was a anti-Teaya community, I wouldn't like that. It would bother me. Okay. Not saying that I'm not strong enough or don't have thick enough skin to take it, because I've been there. I was in high school when it was only Teaya. It was only me against 25, 30 other girls. Okay. So God made me very resilient. However, that still doesn't mean that I would be okay with it. It would be hard. It would be tough. I would still push through, but it would still be tough. So I'm starting to look at this a little bit differently now, you guys. Like, I don't like Without a Crystal Ball. Can't stand her. I think she is a horrible person. But I have to start looking at things, and I think that that is a good commentary channel. I think when you are watching a commentator, I think the main thing that you should look for is them looking at things from both angles, from all angles. And I've never really looked at it from Without a Crystal Ball's perspective before. I never looked at it from her angle, but now that I'm a growing creator, I can see how hard it must be. But then if it's so hard, maybe start trying to change some of the behaviors that you had. Because if there were people that did a whole bunch of, if there was an anti-Teaya community, at some point I would have to look at myself, right? I would have to say, what am I doing wrong? Right? And I don't know if KJ does that. I just don't. I'm biased. Yes, exactly, Kimberly. You can't be biased as a commentator. I mean, don't get me wrong. There are a lot of biased commentary channels, but I don't want to be like that as much as I can. I want to avoid that as much as I can. I want to be able to present things to you guys from all angles. And like I said, as a growing creator, I've never looked at it from Without a Crystal Ball's angle before. I've always looked at it like, you are just a horrible person, and this is why this is happening to you. But has it gone too far? I don't know. Let me read your comments. I always like to read you guys' comments, so don't think I'm ignoring you. Oh, okay, Heather. I'm like, be careful. Oh, you were talking Boston. Let me go up. I don't know where the line. I stopped watching at the lawsuit. It took so much to keep up, and I didn't have energy for that, for the likes of Without a Crystal Ball. Nope, no thanks. Exactly. Like, it's just so toxic. Very short explanation. It's about not agreeing on something. well, somebody's actions that has to do with the lawsuit. I agree. And I know you do, Natasha. I know that you know that feeling very well. And like I said, as a growing creator, I don't know if I have to look at it from her perspective, and I don't know. I don't know. Is it going too far or is it not? He wants to shine on camera, Mom. I'm telling you, he's going to be an actor one day. Melissa, I think you're right. I think you're right. He really, really likes the camera. He loves looking at himself. Not just because he's handsome, he just loves looking at himself. Future YouTube star and famous actor. I hope he's an actor. He's good at drums. I know that. He's a very talented little boy. I'll come up and give you what I know. That's just what I witnessed. Okay, Kimberly, thank you. I would really appreciate that because there are some things that I don't know. Yeah, I gave a real short explanation about. Yes, I read it, Lynn, and I definitely 100% agree with you. Boston, I'm calling it for real. He's already so good on camera and he's little. Imagine in 20 years. Lead movie actor role or newscaster or director. And thank you, Melissa. I hope he is an actor. I hope he is. Okay. Be a millionaire. Thank you, babe, Terrell. I didn't know he was on here. He knows without a crystal ball. He knows her. Like I used to get so mad about her. Every time I would watch her, I would get so mad. And he would be right there like, what's wrong with you? Like, because I think we all know how men are. They don't care about this kind of stuff. And I don't think they understand why women do. I just don't think they get it. Okay, going back to driving. Be right back. Okay, I read that. Hey, what are you doing? Hold on, you guys. Yeah, you're doing that on purpose. You're throwing stuff. No. Now that's no. No. Sorry, guys. Nope. I told you I will call you in here to talk to them when I'm done talking. Now stop it. I'll give you my experience with the community. He took his apology video down. Who took their apology video down? Okay, so I'm going to open up the panel now so I can know. I would like to know why so many people are not getting along anymore. If you guys can share that with me. As far as like Dottie and Charlotte. And I also would like to know what's she talking about with her son. And I don't even really want to know like every single detail of it because like I said, children are off limits. You know, it's not right. I don't like it. And no. But I do want to know what people are trying to accuse her of. So let me share. Whoops. Let me see something real quick, you guys. I want to see something. Screen sharing is easiest with 2 monitors. Screen sharing works best on a good computer. Some screens let you share audio. Look for the share audio checkbox on the next window. Follow these steps to share a video with audio. Let me see something here. Okay. I don't know what this means. StreamYard wants to share the contents of your screen. Entire window. Window Chrome tab. I don't know what they're talking about. I have no idea. I don't think this is going to work, but I wanted to show you guys something. I have no idea. Josiah. Oh, never mind. Is it sharing? Let me just see something for a minute, you guys. Because I need to know how to do this stuff, right? Like, I need to know how to share my screen and all that kind of stuff so I can share things with you guys. Josiah, stop it. You're going to get in trouble by me. You're only doing that because daddy's in the bathroom. Go. As if you aren't around me enough. Okay. I want to see something here. Hold on 1 second, you guys. I feel anyone that is not on this app is off limits as far as any creators' families that didn't sign up for what we involve ourselves in. Google Chrome, the title Colorful Circle on your Google account. Teaya, try to pin the link if you can. Oh, I'm going to in 1 second. Hold on, I'm just trying to see something real quick. I don't know what this is. Just forget it. Like, this is just ridiculous. I don't know how to do this crap. Like, how do you guys do that screen share thing? Yeah, whatever. I'm done with this. I guess I'll figure it out one day. Okay, so let me share this and link, whatever, so you guys can come up and we can chat for a little bit. I don't know. Whoops. I don't know anything about StreamYard, y'all, so I don't know how to do that where you share stuff. I wish I knew how to do it so I can share stuff with you guys. I really want to make sure that I figure out how to do it when we do our paranormal live, because I want to be able to share certain like videos with you guys. So what is that? Oh my god, I just got the hunting rifle out of chest. Nice. Oh, let's go. Now the good thing, oh, you can just somebody sniffing? Okay, I'm gonna pin the link. Okay, it's pinned. All right, so there's a few things that I want to know for anybody who does. The first is, why is everybody, dislike each other so much in the Without a Crystal Ball community? And I also would like to know what's going on recently. Okay, Kimberly, yay. Hi.
Hi, you guys. Sorry, I'm still very new to all this.
That's okay. That is okay. I'm glad you came up.
Okay. Oh,
How are you?
I'm good. My knowledge of what is going on is based from when I first found the community was when I think when all that crap was going down with Little Red and everything blew up. Like all the ladies were friends at one point,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if what caused it to break down, but Little Red got really sick or something, and then next thing I know, everybody was breaking
Goose
off and
loves
doing
your
their own
hair,
stuff.
and I like your hair too. Just to let you know, Goose
Thank
loves
you.
your hair.
Sorry, my hair is actually going through a fade out because I was giving it a
I
rest
like
for
it.
all the
It looks
color.
like a rainbow. It's
Yeah,
pretty.
it's mainly just blues and purples that are fading out. So
I
I'll
like
give it a
it.
rest. But after everything happened, like everybody sort of split off. Like Charlotte was doing her thing, Red was doing hers, EKC was doing hers, and then Dottie was always with EKC and all that stuff. And
Yeah,
then, but I mean, there's a lot of history. Like Tina was always with Aaron and all that stuff, and they have like a long history of trying to
yeah.
bring everything to the light and everything. I don't understand all that stuff,
Tina,
but I
that's my
just
girl. Tina will be
yeah,
my girl forever. Like she's
yeah.
the sweetest person ever.
But
Um,
they all have a longer history with KJ than most of the people that watch, which is where I fall in. Is I came in when everybody was breaking down, and I was just a viewer, and I just wanted to keep like the chat's funny, and like when everything got really dark, just to have a place where we could laugh about a few things. It's not
mhm,
always so serious all the time because I mean that
right.
shit's like sad. So but the stuff that went down recently with Dottie is that she was contacted by Nat, who wanted to give her sort of. Do you remember Nat? She was the lady that got involved in the case who had
I
the
Yes,
remember who
baby.
that is. I
yes, I
She
remember who
remember.
wanted.
that is.
She was contacting all these different creators, trying to get her information out that she really had a relationship with KJ. They were friends. She was trying to get her to leave her husband, but apparently it was somebody else. It's all made up in her head, and her personalities are, taking over. And it's just everything that could happen and that you would think would only be in like a Lifetime movie. That's the
Yeah,
shit that's going down right now. So everybody's like scared that Cage is going to sue them, or because I guess Nat had some people working with her and they were contacting CPS and contacting the FBI and trying to get her and her husband like arrested. And they were
OMG.
going like big time real life, like
OMG.
really, really bad stuff. So that's why everybody's sort of like right now they're like, oh, I never believed Nat. I wasn't supporting that. Like everybody's like trying to save their own ass a little bit, in my opinion. And that's just based on as a viewer. Like I don't know all the details of who said what. I just know that they're splitting off right now because of all that. And that's why KJ's like, I'm coming after T-Spiracy because T-Spiracy made a video accusing her husband of abusing her son, and CPS came out. And then,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Kim. It's a lot going on right now, right?
yeah, it's crazy. And then that's why Dottie started talking to Nat, and Nat was sending her all these videos and all these different conversations of proof.
Yes.
And Dottie just blew up. Like she went on this
Right.
tirade where
Right.
she was coming for KJ for hurting Nat and all this crap. I mean, she was like, I don't know if she had been drinking, but everybody keeps doing the little I'm not drunk jokes because
Right.
Dottie was like spitting fire, cussing everybody out,
Right.
saying, calling out creators. And that's why like everybody's either for Dottie or against Dottie right now. And I'm just like, man, Dottie's actually a really like
I
funny
know.
chick when you go and like hang out with her in her little,
Tia.
she has trivia
Tia.
nights and shit. So
Tia.
yeah.
The reason why I came on the stream is because I wanted to actually like give you my experience like with that community. Like I have been
Okay.
like I actually
Hold
like
on.
Tia like
Hold on 1 second. I want to ask her something real quick about what she
okay.
just said. So that girl Nat,
yeah.
doesn't she have like a mental?
Yeah,
Um,
she's got like all kinds of problems. And I don't
yeah.
even know, like, who even knows what she really, I can't, I'm not her doctor.
Nobody
I
really
don't,
knows her. Right.
exactly. She's from
Yeah. Nobody really.
England. She inserted herself into the case when she contacted the lawyers and wanted to, put in all this paperwork and all these
Yeah.
things that, I mean, if she's now claiming that she had this year long relationship and they were close, and she was sending KJ money to leave her husband. I mean, what is she
Is
not
that
gonna say?
true? Is that
That's what
true?
she's saying.
Does
That's
she
what I'm
have
saying. They
proof
had
of it?
some. Well, this is where it comes in. It's she had two other people working with her to fill out reports with CPS, with the
Hmm.
FBI. They were filing all these papers to try to
Mm.
get them on like fraud with unemployment and all that stuff. And then, of course, you know that KJ and her husband take care of their son because he's got medical needs beyond just being autistic. Like he's got some really serious medical problems. I'm not going to get into that. That's her problem. That's her kid.
Yeah, that's what
Off
I'm saying.
limits.
I don't want to know the
So
details
I
of it,
don't
but
know what they did, but I just know that they were going all in. They're trying to bring KJ and her husband down hard. Like they want to take everything from that woman, and that's not cool. You
That's
don't
what I'm
really know
saying.
I
these
don't agree
people.
with that. I don't
I
agree
mean,
with that at
they're
all.
they're making up conversations and trying to have all this proof because everybody wants receipts or it didn't happen,
You
so
got
they're
that
coming
right.
up with
That's
all
all
this
they want.
paperwork. That's why, like, everybody, like, I sort of had that same feeling where I'm like, I'm sorry, if she's got all these mental problems, she can't even turn on her freaking tablet without asking 15 people how to do it. I'm not
Hmm.
really going to trust your input on what you think is really going on. That's my viewpoint only. Sorry, I'm not trying
Right.
to put that on anybody else. It's just me and what I see and saw. So,
But Tia and Kim, there's so much that has gone on right now
yeah,
in that
that's the
community.
thing. Yeah, and then that's when you get, like, we've got so many other people that are sort of like joining in and they're dragging it into different directions. And then we've got the real situation where he's so against Charlotte and T-Spiracy, and that's turned really ugly. And that's, I know, since you're good friends with them and you've been attacked yourself, and I had problems with you
Yeah.
because we were
Oh
both,
yeah. Oh
we would
yeah.
take little
Oh
digs
yeah.
at each other. I mean, I got respect for you because I do know that you have a kind heart whenever you're
Right.
talking to people, and I appreciate that. And I don't
That's why
want
I
you to
came up.
think that I would ever say anything bad about you.
Oh no,
I'm
you're
just
okay. You're
like,
cool,
I
Kim.
I keep it real. I will never say anything to somebody else that I would not say to your face. That's
Oh
my
yeah,
whole
I
thing.
agree.
Okay. One more
I agree.
question before I
Yeah,
want to
before
hear
I
your
jump down on
story,
you.
Sincere. Okay.
That's okay.
I want to hear your story though, but 1 second. So Dottie and Charlotte don't get along anymore.
See, that's where I don't know what exactly happened. I just know that when EKC, Little Red, and all them split up, Dottie stayed with EKC because she was mad at
Yep.
because Little Red wasn't very respectful to her. Like they were trying to help her out a lot, and that's when she was just having all these different. I'm not going to diagnose and say what it was. I'm just saying that she wound up in the hospital. She was sick, and a lot of shit went down. So
But
they
Kim,
sort of
but
broke
Kim,
off.
but Kim, can
Uh
you
huh.
agree it's so much people in that community that you can't even keep an eye on them? Like if you observe it, there's so many people in that community doing so
Oh
many
yeah.
things.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you don't know, like even you just being gone for like a day or two, you come back. Like I didn't know the stuff that had happened today earlier in Red's life. I'm
Yeah,
like, what are you guys
yeah,
talking about? And I'm
yeah.
like, I sort of don't want to know because I don't want to get drug into all that. And like I said, I don't care what exactly is going on with the whole KJ thing because I'm not a supporter of her and I'm not gonna drag her when I don't know what her life is going on right now. I just know that
Right.
it's messy and I don't want to get anywhere near it. But I
That's
do
what I'm
want to know
saying.
that my friends, the people that I've known for quite a while now, that I support them. I'm not gonna support them if they're gonna do shady crap. And I don't think dragging people and doing all that crap it helps nobody. But
Tia,
I just know that
Tia.
Dottie is trying to explain what she was used by Nat is what she's saying. Nat
Right,
sent her all this paperwork showing, hey, this is what's going down, and and Dottie released it. She says
right.
Nat doesn't want me to say this, but I'm going to say it, and that's where some people got really mad at Dottie. So,
Okay,
and
okay.
Dottie's
Right.
a good person. I honestly think she's a really good person. She was really
Right,
trying to help somebody she thought had
right.
mental issues and was getting dragged through the mud, and
There's so much goes on,
yeah,
Kim and Tia, with that
it is.
communities.
I know
Okay,
it's
you
too
can go
much.
ahead, Sincere, and tell your.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, Tia, I will give you my full honest, experience with the community. The community, it has so much going on, Tia. Like I was a bystander, just being observant, but every single day
Sorry.
there's an obsession. There's always something going on. Kim, you can contest to this. Every day
Yeah,
there's something
everybody.
going on in that community, and it's like it never ends. And it comes down to Tia, like where content creators are like making it to an obsession where they're doing like drags like for like 5 to 6 hour videos now. And like Tia, I even been included in the drama, but I'm coming in like trying to defend people and try to like make some sense out of it. It's a community that is out of control, Tia. You cannot make it up.
T-Spiracy, she's not friends with Dottie either.
No, no, it's a lot of people that have issues inside of the community itself. You have to really observe and watch it, Tia. There's a lot that goes on right now in the community.
They're also brought Waxy into it now too.
Yep, yep,
Who?
yep.
It's really
Now,
bad.
Tia, listen to this, Tia. An older lady. She's probably in her 80 years old.
Oh,
She's
True Ball
even
and
getting
Wax?
dragged
She's not
involved.
that. Yeah, True
She's
Ball.
not that
She's not
old,
80.
sweetheart.
Okay, I'm
She's
sorry for
in
not giving her the
yeah.
right
She's
age,
maybe
but
60 at most.
Yeah, I know True Ball Wax. She's a sweetheart.
I'm sorry, Tia.
Yeah.
I'm just seeing from
That's
like
okay.
observing. I just observed and seen like happening. It's like a lot of those little things that are going on. It's like let it make sense. Like it should never be. It's taking too far.
Right. Yeah, True Ball of Wax, I watch her sometimes too. She is the sweetest person.
And
I
that's
think
the
they were
thing
trying to
that
bring Renell in too.
and that's the thing that I say, Kim. Like people are taking things way too far, guys. They're taking it way too far.
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is this community, has it become so toxic? When I was not necessarily a part of the community, but when I used to keep up to date with what goes on in the KJ community, everybody was working together. Everybody was friends.
That's what I'm saying. That's
And
what I'm saying.
now people don't like each other anymore and people are going at each other's throats. And what I'm saying is, should that be a sign in itself that there's a problem?
That's what I'm saying to you,
Too
Tia.
far.
That's what I'm saying to you, Tia and Key, and Kim. Like, say if I come in right and I try to be cool with both sides, they're both gonna have issues with me internally. Like I've tried that. I tried to come to some like resolution and bring peace. Kim, you seen it. You were witness to it. I always came in positive, and they chopped my head off, Tia. It's like it's real toxic community. Like I've observed it.
They
I've
chopped
watched
your head off how, Sincere?
basically like it's so many clicks inside itself. So if you come in and you try to be cool with everybody, it's always issues. There's a lot of issues going on with that community. You know that, Kim. You've seen it, Kim.
But it's not just that though. It's a lot when like Manda Pants did a video where she was explaining how
Yes.
Nat had contacted her too, and then we were watching on live. Sincere was there, I was there, and he was trying to get up on panel. And Manda Pants isn't really big on doing panels. Like she wants to tell her story and she wants to interact with the chat, but then she sort of ends it. She's like really like one and done kind of girl.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's not gonna drag it out. But and I mean she's done with the whole KJ community as well. So
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of people that all they want to do is just do panels. Like I know Little Red, she really flourishes when she has panels. Like when she's by herself, she gets distracted easily and all that stuff. I mean, they're all really great women all alone. You know, like I don't understand how there's got to be some kind of resolution, but it's not my say on what you can fix for anybody. They have to want it. I mean, you can't force it on them. So it is what it is.
Right.
But
that's what I'm saying, Kim. I do. Me too. I really do. I agree with that.
Because they're amazing women, all of them. Like if you look at what I get what they're trying to accomplish with holding her accountable, but the end game of the whole KJ thing is it's not going to end how anybody wants it to. Because what are you going to do? You're going to get her channel taken down? That solves nothing really, because she'll just find another way.
But
and,
you see,
her content's going to change anyways, because the Duggars aren't going to be on TV anymore. So she's going to turn that focus on something else. And now that focus.
Let me read what Melissa just said. She said, I just don't think about I just think all of the things people say about Katie's son online or about how she's a bad mother, he's going to see that one day, and I don't think it's
Yeah.
necessary. So people are saying things about her son.
Yeah. But see, that's
I
the
don't get
thing
into
too, is
that. I
they'll
don't
bring
do
up
that.
the whole, like, she only mentions her son when she's trying to sad fish. And I'm like, man, it's her channel, her kid. If she wants to talk about it, that's her business. I'm not gonna be that person. But it does happen. But it's not, I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, kids are off limits. You know what I mean?
right,
Like if it's you talking about your kid, that's your business. But like
right.
I said, I'm not bringing anybody's kids. I don't have kids. You always say like, oh, you won't know until you have kids. Well, I can't have kids, so that's not gonna happen. I have dogs, whatever, as you can
Well, you
see.
can
But
always adopt. So
I know. Well, that's the thing is, I could have kids if I did IVF, but if I did that, like IVF can cost like $35,000, and that's no guarantee that you'll get pregnant. If I spent all my savings just to get pregnant, I wouldn't have money to raise a child, and that would just
right,
be
Oh no.
irresponsible. I'm not gonna
right,
raise my kid and like have to be, hey, we're eating ramen every single day for the rest of your
Okay.
life because I can't handle my money. You know what I mean? Like I'm not gonna do that to a child. I'm gonna be a
right.
responsible person. That's me. But
Yeah,
yeah. So I've sort of learned to accept that. Hey, um, maybe I'll look into fostering children. That'd be great.
absolutely.
Like
That
I've
would
got
be
a good
great.
heart, and I would love to help
Yep.
children. So it is what it is. My options aren't, closed. They're there, but for now, it is what it is. So
I have never really. I'm glad you came up, Kimberly, because
thank you.
I really wanted to know all these things because
Yeah.
I just feel like
But
it's
you
toxic.
understand, it's just my knowledge from what I've seen.
Oh,
Other
I
people
know,
may
I
know.
know.
I agree with that. I'm the same way. I only just know from just seeing what I
Yeah.
see.
I've met
I
some
just
really amazing people here, and I appreciate you letting me come up here and talk with you.
no. You're welcome to come up here. You can stay. It's up to you. But I just
Oh,
don't understand why
Mom, camera.
they keep doing this.
I know.
Like,
I don't know either.
Can I answer that, Kim?
Go
go
for
ahead.
it. That's your
Okay.
it's your
Oh,
opinion.
oh, oh, Tia. Like what happened is like the communities inside the community, they started having issues now too. It went crazy. It went bananas, man. Kim, like the other community with the names you were speaking on, they would had a
Mhm.
whole nother community based on that person to go against it, and now they have issues in certain in themselves. Like it gets real crazy with that community. Like I've observed and watched it, Kim.
I
Well,
see
you'll see it
somebody
too. Like
saying,
Charlotte's scared to go online half the time. She
That's
is
what
said
I'm
she?
she's like,
saying.
I'm scared to go out there and say anything. Yeah, because I mean,
It's
she's
got
got
to that
people that
point
are
where they do that.
counting their donations. I mean,
Hmm.
and I mean, I mean, sorry. I know people. I like Charlotte too. I can't do a lot of her content just because it's a long content and it's early in the morning or whatever. I got stuff I got to do, and I actually work early in the mornings too. So, but I try to get what I can see. But like I said, I'm trying to get away from all that KJ
Yes.
stuff. I just don't think it's healthy for anybody to focus. I mean, it becomes an obsession. You've seen how some of these people react, and look at all the people that were helping Nat. You think they were doing it because they liked Nat? I think they're doing it because they're obsessed with taking KJ down, and
Yep.
it is what it is. That's just my opinion.
Yep.
Again, so don't come for me. I mean,
But
come for me. Don't come for
but
anybody else.
Kim, but Kim, what I don't understand is like why do they base so much of like with obsessions with the community now? Like it's two obsessions now when people are doing it now in the community. Like they're taking it way too far. They're doing like obsessions, like 5 to 6 hour videos on this one person. Like it has to be a point where you can just give them a chance and just let them go on with
Hi,
their life.
Captain. I see you.
You want to take the bath?
Sincere?
Yes.
I'm being
Beautiful.
told to go watch um, Worldly Entertainment because you were ripping Waxy apart.
No. No.
What
No.
is this angle by
No.
now coming on yours
No.
acting like it bothered him?
No.
And
No.
this is
Tia.
Jennifer Falk talking?
No, no. I can explain that. See, Kim, like you see, it's a lot of stuff that goes on in this with this community.
Not me. I
Like,
ain't touching that one.
right. What I did was is like I spoke to somebody on the panel and tried to like see why is this going on. Like
He
Kim
goes
and
on
Tia, I
people's
tried to stop
panel.
it. Like this is taking it too far.
Oh,
You know
I
what I'm
know.
saying? Like Tia, these people are taking it too
Like I said,
far.
I didn't see that panel from this morning. That the stuff that happened earlier today. I didn't see that one. I saw stuff that had happened later. Like I was on Little Red, and I had to leave because I didn't feel comfortable with some of the stuff they
Right.
were saying. And I've got nothing against either Little Red or Waxy. I like both of them. I think they're all
Exactly.
really great people. But I can't support some of the stuff that has been said about different creators or whatever. I try to stay as neutral as I possibly can. And I know
Me
people say
too.
that's stupid to do that,
Me
but
too.
it's just
Put
me. I
that
mean,
in my
that's
pocket.
who I am.
That's what I'm trying to do. Remain neutral. And it's like every day. It's like if you just are friends with somebody, it's an issue in that community.
Okay, but here's the thing, Sincere.
I'm right here with you, Tia.
When you go on different people's panels, you have to be very aware of the things that you say, because then you become pretty much just like a creator.
Okay.
You do
Okay.
know that. And
I heard that before.
people are going to pick apart the things that you say.
I get that. I get that. I understand that.
So I'm just saying that if you were talking about Waxy,
No, I was not. I was not. That's the God honest truth. I was not. But I was on in the stream. That's the honest truth.
okay, I'm just saying whatever stream you go on, people are going to listen to you.
Because like the thing with me, Tia, I have like him, like I'm real observant, so I know the facts. I know my actions and what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of the people that were in that panel were,
Thank you,
in
Lynn.
the community, came around, and it was a lot going on. Like it's a lot goes on. Like they're doing panels about like in
Donna
circle.
just says
It's a lot.
Sincere goes on everyone's panel.
No, I don't. No, I don't. They always say that, Kim. No, you don't. I don't go on a lot. It's the same exact peoples.
And
I
there's
don't do
nothing
that.
wrong with going on panels. You just have to be careful with what you say. Because if you're saying one thing on somebody else's panel and then you go and say something
But,
different on my panel,
one thing,
people are going to judge you for that. You know what I mean?
Sorry.
one thing that I didn't get, Tia and Kim, is like I'm not going on there being like disrespectful or doing anything wrong to anybody. Kim, you've seen that. I just crack jokes
Oh,
and
I
just have
know.
a good time. I'm not disrespecting anybody. I try to be positive the whole time, but it seems like it's like
See, I
when it
think
came
that's
to me
what some
trying to,
people miss.
people are trying to
They
like I'm
miss
trying to
that he is
gauge.
trying to be very. He wants to find solutions and he wants to bring peace, but I mean, he is out in these streets just like I am. Everybody says that. I see you in all these different chats and making jokes or whatever. And I do. I like the live chats. I like interacting with people. And I know that Sincere has people that he supports and goes and checks out too, because I see him in different ones too. Like I am nervous being up here on panel, and I'm actually starting my channel soon, so I'm
Yes.
rusty. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to, find people that are like minded and want to just have a good time together and share knowledge and whatever. But like I said, I don't want to drag anybody. I just wanted to give you what I knew from my viewpoint. I don't think Sincere is a bad person. I know that other people are going to have opinions by what they see. And I did not see that earlier chat, so I can't say what was said or not said. I just want to put that out there. But I'm
Right.
gonna hop off because I've got fireworks going all around my house, and my
Oh,
dogs
I
are
know
freaking
about
out.
Me
that.
too. I love the
So,
fireworks.
Thank you so
I
much for
hate them. My
coming
dogs
up.
are so scared. But thank you. I
Yes.
really appreciate it. And I love your channel, and I try to stop in whenever I
Yes,
can.
Kim. The good
But I know
Kim.
you're a night owl, and I work at 4 o'clock in the morning,
Oh
so and I
Lord.
have
I'm
to
a
go to
night
bed.
owl
So.
for sure. But thank you
Oh,
so
I
much
know.
for
You
coming up.
isn't your partner? He's on he works at night, right?
Yes.
From what
Mhm.
what you've said, because you're always like drinking coffee and stuff. That's usually me too, but I always see you and you got your coffee. I'm like, girl, I drink
Yes,
coffee this
he's
late.
off
I'd be up for like a
tonight.
year.
He's off
Okay.
tonight, but we're all on the night shift like he is. That's all. So,
Yeah.
and then
I am too
eventually
usually.
when school starts, then we'll be back to our regular schedule.
Oh yeah. It's hard because I keep doing that too. Like I'll stay up all night when I have a day off or whatever, and then I got to get back up and go to work at 4, and I'm just like, why did I take this job? What was I
All right.
thinking?
Yeah.
But thank you again for having me up. I really appreciate it, and I enjoy what you're doing here. And
Thank you
thank you
so
everybody
much.
in chat for accepting me. So
Oh,
thank you. I'm
thank
gonna
you so
drop
much
down.
for coming on, Kim. Bye.
Bye
Bye,
guys.
sweetie. Yeah. Um,
Well, Tia, I'm still here.
I'm glad you're here. So, like I said, why don't you start your own channel? Did you ever think of that?
It's like like a lot of just being observant and like when I seen you did this thumbnail of this community, it was like that's the reason why I wanted to like speak to you, Tia, because I actually like been around it, like just engaging with it. You know what I'm saying? It's so much that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of like made me step back as a creator and was like trying to even do it because it was like it's so much that goes on with people in general.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's something that I think is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out, like I said, I like all of these creators.
Yes.
I like Teaspiracy. Like I said, she's one of the first people who
Yeah.
have, welcomed me with open arms. She shared my videos. I just will never forget that. And it's nice to see her grow. I like that.
Yes.
I like Charlotte. I don't watch her as much as I used to, but I still like her. I like Dottie. I like Little Red, not so much, but that's just my opinion. Um, I so I like all of these creators, and it's sad to see them at each other's throat. Now, I'm not saying that Teaspiracy is. I know that she's friends with Charlotte.
Yes.
I was just curious, like, what the hell is going on here? Has it been this long since I haven't really watched this community that everybody hates each other?
I don't want to I want to say it respectfully, Tia, but it seems like what happens in that circle, it's like a mob mentality. That's all it is.
Yeah. That
I try to like tread lightly because it's like, I try to be positive in the community, but it was like they do so much that it's like you don't know what's going on, even like as a bystander in their community.
yeah. Yeah.
I was a bystander. I just engaged, and it was like so much things have came from that. Like Tia, there's been backlash, comments, just for me, just like giving my opinion in that community, and I really like learned a whole community just from engaging.
Right. And I understand that. I understand that. And there's nothing wrong with engaging and, you know, going on panels. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you
Right.
go on panels, you have to be careful about what you say because people are going to judge you.
And that's the thing that happened to me, Tia. It was like I wish they would just like stop judging me and like let's just have a conversation and like really get to know the people that you're talking to. It's like that it got to that point where we can't even sit down and have conversations. And some of these people I consider like a friend, not known personally, but I consider them friends.
Right. Right. So I will definitely watch the video with who is Ren? Ren, Real the Entertainer. Is that who that is?
Yes, he's another like content creator, and he
Okay.
did the whole live stream, and I will be honest for the record, I did engage in the conversation, but I never did anything disrespectful to you. If you look at the transcript.
Okay. Well, people are, they're gonna have and be entitled to their opinion,
Yes,
you
yes,
know, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, like I said, everybody is entitled to their own opinion regardless.
yes. You're right, Tia. I mean, I've experienced a lot just from in that community and outside of like other communities involved in it. It's been so much that if you sit back and just look at it, Tia, it's so much that's done happen.
What are you talking about, Justine? Never said I was a KJ hater. Okay.
No, no, no.
I never said that. I don't hate anybody. Will I
No.
sit here and say, Justine, that I don't care for her? No, I don't. And I'm entitled to my opinion, just like you're entitled to your opinion. And I'm not even going to sit here and say that KJ isn't a strong person. You would have to be strong to endure the things that she's enduring. That I
Mhm.
am talking about the anti-KJ community as a whole, and I'm also talking about have they gone too far. So I don't know if you just came in here or who you're talking to, but I don't hate, and that is not what we're doing here, and we don't do that on my channel. So if you are talking to me, you better come correct because you don't know what you're talking about. Nobody on here ever said that they hated her. Nobody said that.
No, no.
I don't hate her. I don't know her. All I know is the things that I've seen Without a Crystal Ball do, I don't like. I've been watching her for almost a year now, and I had to step away from watching her because she is so toxic. That's my opinion. But I do think that something's not right as far as the anti KJ community, because I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't feel as though there is nothing, and I mean nothing, that anybody can do to cancel anybody. Okay? Because if that was the case, James Charles would have been canceled years ago. Jeffree Star would have been canceled years ago. Jaclyn Hill would have been canceled years ago. Okay? Absolutely, Captain. I would love for you to come up. Who else? Who else is
Am I okay?
Shane Dawson coming back? Okay, he's coming back. He wouldn't be coming back if there was a such thing as cancel culture. There's no such thing. It does not exist. Okay. And no matter what the anti KJ community does, it does not matter. They're not going to cancel her. So you might as well just shut the hell up, because it's not going to work. There's nothing you can do. You can hold her accountable for the things that she has done, fine, but you are not going to cancel her. And I don't even believe in cancel culture, to be honest with you. We all make mistakes.
Yep, I agree. I agree.
But it's when you keep repeating the same mistakes over and over and over again, and when it becomes a pattern, it's a problem. People like James Charles should not be on the internet, in my opinion. And we all know why. Because of he's a P word, and that's just my opinion. Okay. Jeffree Star. He's been caught saying racist things in the past. He would have been canceled. All of the horrible things that he's been caught doing, but yet he's still here. He's still a millionaire. Nothing has changed. So what I'm trying to say is, no matter how much you hold Without a Crystal Ball accountable for her actions, that's fine. But she ain't going nowhere. She's not going nowhere. Let me come on camera here. I am so sick of, yes, he has. It hasn't been canceled. Amen. Right. People need to be canceled, because I'm sorry. James Charles, no. Okay. I am so. How many apology videos is James Charles going to do? How many? And he's still here. People don't care about that kind of stuff. There's always going to be people that are going to condone that kind of behavior, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how many times you call them out. So don't sit here and tell me that I'm a KJ hater, because I don't. First of all, quit using the whole hate thing, okay? I don't know if you're talking about hater as in jealousy or hate as just in despise that person, but either or, I have no reason to hate on Without a Crystal Ball, okay? No. So many members of that community have had personal issues with Without a Crystal Ball, myself included. So I think some of the obsession with her comes from personal animosity, in addition to finding her problematic. I agree, Melissa Brown. I agree 100%. She's like, Without a Crystal Ball has never done anything to me personally, okay? But she treats other people like garbage. She treats other people very badly. And I don't see anything wrong with calling her out on the things that she has done. However, I don't like this whole hate campaign. I feel like maybe sometimes people go too far with it. And that's not okay. It's not okay when you go so far to where people are even afraid to, speak up for her. Right?
I agree with that.
say anything in defense of her because they're afraid that people are going to come after. That's ridiculous. That's nonsense there. But as far as the whole hate, I don't know what it is. I don't think that people are jealous of her. I'm sorry, I just don't think that. That's not what I think. People who are jealous of other people, like in my situation in high school, I'm not saying that I was perfect in high school, but I damn sure did not do enough for people to walk around hating me. They had no reason to hate me. That's jealousy. Okay, that's what jealousy is. When you are jealous of a person, you sit there and you bother them, you pick on them, you bully them, blah 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 for no apparent reason. You can't even say why you don't like them, right? That's jealousy. But Without a Crystal Ball has done things that make people not like her. She's done a lot of mean, hateful, nasty things to a lot of people, okay? She treats people like crap. Whether you've had your own personal experience with her or whether you haven't, but you watch and see her behavior. People have a reason as to why they are holding or trying to hold Without a Crystal Ball accountable. That is why, because that's people aren't walking around just not liking her for no reason. There is a reason why. Can Sincere fix his mic? There's so much noise I can't understand you. Hold on. I'm going.
Here. I was on the porch. Sorry if I made noise.
That's okay. So, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry. Is it Clanadian? I'm so horrible. I know I butchered that, but I'm sorry. If it gets out or something, I might have to mute you, Sincere. But
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but people are saying that you have a lot of noise going on in the background.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah, me too. I'm sick and tired of hearing or seeing anything KJ related. Time to move on from her. She'll take herself down and doesn't need any help. Yes. Karen, I 100% agree with you. And that is why I had to take myself out of the situation. Because at the end of the day, here's the thing. I don't like it when people are always throwing around the word jealousy or hate. And to me, jealousy and being a hater are two different things. And we'll have a video about that one day because my whole analogy on that is different from others. But when I was in high school and people hated me, they just hated me because they were jealous. They had no reason to not like me. Okay. But like I said, Without a Crystal Ball, she's done a lot of horrible things. She has walked all over people. She talks to people any kind of way. She treats people any kind of way. And that in itself is reason enough for people to call her out on her BS and hold her accountable for her actions. But what I will say is I agree with Karen. Eventually that kind of behavior will take her down. She'll take herself down in that because people like that will only get so far. However, if you continue to try to take her down as a creator or, not a supporter, but as one of her haters, if you continue to try to take her down constantly, do you know what that is going to do? That is going to make you look just like her. That is going to make her, Katie Joy, look like the victim. And we all know she is not a victim here. However, if you keep trying to retaliate and do these things to her, you're no better than her. Hey, Cappy. Can you hear me? It says your mic is muted. That's all I'm trying to say is if you continue to try to take her down, you are the one who is going to make her look like a victim. And you are. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Boston. Thank you. I just seen your message. Exactly. Um, Captain, well, she's on mute right now, but she'll talk when she gets ready. Exactly.
Hi, Teaya.
Hi, sweetie. This has done at point. Unfortunately, now she's a victim and can blame a legitimate criticism on her haters. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. How you doing, beautiful? How are you? It's been a while.
I'm doing well. How are you? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. But yeah, okay. Two things I wanted to say. Like one thing is like to a comment you said earlier. You said something about things just kind of changing and stuff, and like taking a turn somewhere. And I feel like that's kind of like in all of the communities that do a lot of live chatting. Like obviously not so much the knitting community or the roller skating community because they're doing other things, but in these communities there's a lot of discussion held and stuff like that, right?
Right.
And
right.
I feel like because I've been around these chats for a couple years, and this last year, and it's just it's gotten worse, and it's progressively gotten worse. And I almost feel like lockdown's not an excuse, but it played into it. And like, because before there was like seasonal breaks, like when summer came around, hardly anybody was on because they were doing all kinds of things. And spring it would kind of start, and then fall people would come back, and winter was always popping on YouTube, except for obviously like Christmas and Thanksgiving and whatever, right? And it's just, it has, though, I've noticed it too. Like I mean, I've said and done some things I'm not proud of, just getting caught up in crap, and like, and I get what you're saying about like certain creators getting like the James Charles thing or the Jeffree Star thing. It's like, no matter how much you try to bring awareness and bring attention to the vile things they're doing, there's always going to be a certain group of people. Now, this goes for all creators, big and small. The group's just going to be bigger with the bigger platform, right? Is that person could be slapping babies and kicking puppies, and they're still going to have supporters. Like they don't want to hear the truth about anything, or they, and like I said, it's for all platforms, like small and large, but it's kind of a scary thing, dude. It really is.
It is scary. I mean, I feel like you're right about that. Every community is changing. Look at like even the whole Michael Long community. At one point, everybody got along in that community too. And then somewhere along the line, people just start getting very defensive and forming their own opinions and getting mad at others for their opinions. And you know what I mean? Like it's in every community.
It really is.
And,
and it's crazy.
And overall, in general, like I said, I had to take myself out of that. I wasn't in the community per se, but I really started getting to a point where I could not stand without a crystal ball. Like I couldn't stand her. And it would make me so mad to a point where I'm like, no, I don't even know this woman. Okay. It shouldn't be making me this mad when she's disregarding what one of her supporters say, or she's cussing out one of her supporters. And because I don't feel she treats her supporters very well either. But at the end of the day, it was becoming too toxic for me. So I had to just take myself out of that situation. And I didn't want people to think, oh yeah, my channel is going to be all about her.
Right.
So I had to
I understand that.
But as far as now, everybody that used to get along doesn't. And it's just crazy to me. But I never really looked at it like it. You're right. It's going on in every community.
Yeah, it's changed a lot. Like there's always been bad behavior and bad things happening and mob mentality type things when we get a bunch of people together, even if it's like, and maybe I'm kind of using that term loosely, but you know what I mean? Like I try to be really careful, like, because you walk a fine line when you're with a group of people and you're discussing one person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You just got to be careful, because no matter how crappy the person is, you just got to be careful, because things can get carried away.
Right.
And people start doing things like, like calling government agencies and calling the police, or,
I know.
reporting whatever. And, they, and some people, when they're doing this, really think they're doing the right thing, though. They're not just trying to be mean. They think that they're helping. And like, sometimes they're not, and
You're
most of the
right.
time they're
They do think they're helping in a way. Like,
well,
people.
with one creator in particular, the one girl, oh God, her name starts with an A, and she has a big following,
Mm-hmm.
and people call the police on her all the time, and I just don't think that, like, what are they going to do?
Right.
Like, if
There's
they
nothing.
don't catch her in the act, then they can't do anything, and you're like wasting government resources. Now, those people really thought they were doing something great,
Right.
and like it's yeah, it gets crazy, and it's just gotten worse in the last year and the last 6 months, especially.
And the thing is, too, with that creator is, I think people call because they think that she OD'd. Is
Yeah,
that who you're talking about?
too.
Okay.
That's the girl I'm talking about. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes they called when she was at Walmart. They call animal control because they want to take her cat away. Like, it. I don't know, dude.
Right. But I just feel like sometimes I understand why people do it.
Right.
But I don't know. It's hard because sometimes I just think it goes too far.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you walk a real fine line with
Right.
doing the right thing and trying to help somebody, and then,
Mm-hmm.
like, maybe we're just like over discussing the subject, and we should just kind of take a step back.
Right.
And also, when people are trying to hold people accountable and expose their wrongdoings and stuff, it kind of like backfires on the people too, because you're driving more traffic to their channels too.
Yes. Yes.
And it does the opposite. You know what I mean? It's just kind of comes full circle and all of it. It's like, oh my God, it's exhausting to
Because,
think about sometimes.
for example, when that one creator, remember her, when she had her channel and her channel blew up because of the other at
Yeah.
her, I didn't like that. Okay. And the one of the main reasons why is when she did that, when her channel blew up from talking about her, so did the other creator's channel. And that's not what we want. You're saying that you're talking about her to bring awareness, and you're streaming her videos to keep people from going over there. But that's not working.
Right.
Right? If you're streaming her videos, okay, I get it. So then people won't go over there, and she will not have so much traffic. She won't get as much super chat, so she can use that money to do the wrong thing with it. However, that's not what it was doing, though.
Yeah.
When I would see this other creator climb up, so would she. And I'm like, this isn't working. You're contradicting yourself. You're saying that you want to stop people from going over there, but guess what? Her subscribers are growing. There are more people. Every time you grow, she grows. So that means
no matter how much you dislike somebody, the more you discuss them, the more like relevant they stay, and like there's a situation that I've like been involved in.
I was just about to bring up that situation, Captain.
Well, I don't know if it's the same one. This one's the prison community that I'm talking about.
Yes,
it's another community I go to.
The guy you're trying to take down because he's
Yes,
a
yes.
yeah.
Okay, you were okay. I
Yeah,
was like,
I'm
I don't know
getting
if you're talking about the same thing, girl. Okay,
yeah.
so
I watch Ask Your Bartender. I think she's awesome. I haven't seen
right,
much of
so
your channel. I still go to your channel because I like your channel, but I see you more on her channel. So I've watched. I mean, people told me not to watch. They're like, "Oh, you don't want to hear all the stuff that they say, and they say this too much, and well, and you'll be triggered." So at first, I didn't, but it's not that bad. So I've been over there. I know what you guys are trying to do, and I respect it.
right, and like we were streaming him for a while, and then like another creator mentioned like that kind of defeats the purpose, and she was totally right. And I'm like, you know what? I think that our restreaming him is kind of like maybe out of pettiness, and maybe we should stop doing that. And so then like took a different route after that. And the main thing with him, like I just try to support everybody that's involved in that movement more so
Mhm.
than even make videos about it, because for one thing he's a like serial striker, but
Mhm.
however this movement like towards him has actually been working like a little bit. Like he's done he's oh god, he changed his channel name. He's trying really hard to get away from it, but then more things just keep getting found out about his case, and it's insane, dude. It's really some really gross stuff happened, like as if it wasn't gross enough. But
Right.
there's another person that it's actually the person how I found these communities on YouTube, because I saw her on Dr. Phil, and her
Mhm.
name's Truthfully Trisha, and she has a huge following of people that try to call her out and hold her accountable too, similar to KJ sort of.
Mhm.
Her platform's not as big as KJ's. It's like 40 or 50,000, I think. But
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing of like, okay, you keep making videos and you keep holding her accountable and you keep doing this, but if in reality, if everybody would step back and stop watching, then she would really be held accountable.
Right. Right.
It's kind of hard. I mean, there's different situations to like, like I feel like getting a predator off YouTube that's not supposed to go to parks and who videotapes himself at parks is
That's wrong.
maybe
You're
like,
right.
that may be something we should talk about more, but these other people are doing horrible things too. And I
Yeah.
understand it. I understand wanting to call them out. It's just it's doing the opposite sometimes though, and you got to just be careful. Like you're going against your what's the word? Like, oh, defeating the purpose of what you're doing kind of thing, you
Right.
know?
Right. I agree. 100%. I mean, as long as you're seeing that it is effective, what you're doing, as far as this predator that's, has a channel and you see him doing horrible things, if it's effective, then that's different. Like
Right.
I always say about YouTube, they need to start paying more attention to the people that are on here. I know people can do what they want, but I'm sure that there are underage children that find his channel. Like, I get why
Oh
you guys are
yeah.
doing what you're doing. But if you
Hmm.
see that that's not effective and it's making him grow, then that's when you're like, okay, we got to stop. But
Right.
with these, like with KJ and with a lot of other people, to me, it's doing nothing. I mean, that the one that starts with the A, she keeps growing. Without a
Yeah.
crystal ball, she's growing slowly, but she's still growing.
Yeah. Or the other one that we've discussed before, the MFW girl. She's another one. Like that it's just a constant same behavior, like same kind of stuff,
Right, right.
you know?
And you've been on YouTube for a while,
Yeah.
so you see it, you know. And when are you? Have you posted any recent?
I haven't posted in about 3.5 weeks, I
Okay,
think. I've been kind
because
of
I think the
inconsistent.
channel's funny. I think that it's refreshing. So you need to
Oh,
start
thank you.
uploading more.
I do need to be more consistent. And there's a
I'm not
creator that I don't like. Somebody said, like, you need to get out of that drama, Captain, because I know that you're in it because you haven't uploaded.
right. Right.
And I'm like, oh, don't you? Oh, I was so mad at this person too. I was like, don't you even be right now. You both said it to me on that panel that night. I was so pissed, dude. I was bent out of shape over that, dude. I was like, oh, I was so mad. Don't you ever be right when I'm mad at you.
I seriously love you. I think you are a sweet person. I still plan on doing a video about that person, MFW, but I don't even know why I would ever listen. I learned my lesson, and like I said, I'm sorry that because that was actually so stupid if you really think about it, because what happened between you and her is with you and her. I didn't need to be up there, and neither did the other person. It should have just been her and you.
Well, to be honest, though, like,
conversation.
I understand it, and I've been there, and I've done the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? And as it was happening to me, like, it was a pretty good learning experience in the way of, like, you know what? This is like looking in a mirror. I've done the same exact thing more than once. You know, and it's loyalty, and that I can respect. There's been people I don't get along with, and if I can see somebody be loyal to each other, then I respect that, and it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but it was the wrong person to be loyal to. So, like I said, I learned my lesson, even though I wasn't even really mad at you at all.
No, but you were her friend, and she was upset, and you were trying to make it better, and I get that.
Right. But you're awesome, and Captain's channel is her name, you guys, and she has so much. It's funny. It's just funny. She brings more of comedy to the table. When you're looking at different aspects of everything, you should do one without a crystal ball too. That would be funny.
I was thinking about that. You know what's funny is that I was gonna make my first without a crystal ball video, like literally late August, early September, and you know what happened then? The whole long case.
Yes,
and it totally swept me away from everything that I knew, and it that case hit home and just in so many different ways, and I got really wrapped up in it. And because the reason why I was going to make a video on Crystal Ball was what she did to Janelle Eason. I really, Janelle is Janelle, and she's not cool. But the whole the DMs about the abuse, that was uncalled for and disgusting, dude. Like, how dare you, dude? How dare you?
She put her life in jeopardy when she did that. It was horrible.
Oh, big time. Big time. Because she just got back with him.
Yeah.
And that was so scary for to think about, because she obviously opened up to Katie Joy, and Katie told her, oh, this is off the record. Don't you worry. Totally manipulated the whole situation and sat on it as if it was a receipt, and she ended up using it, which is so gross.
Right. And like I said, you should do one on her, because I think it would be very clever, because your channel's like that.
Kimberly Roddy mom.
What? What'd she
She's
say?
like, ask Captain if she's driving the struggle bus. Yes, girl, I am.
But you guys
of that damn struggle bus.
Understand that I understand why people don't like her without a crystal ball. I get it. She's done a lot of horrible things, but I'm just trying to figure out and getting you guys' opinion on, the anti-KJ community, are they going too far now? When you're going, if it's getting to a point where the people who were once friends are at each other's throat in this community, something's wrong.
Yeah. and it sucks because like you like with the true crime community and the whole long case and all that stuff, you think about like that's an example of like you think about it like we were all on the same team at one time. We
Right.
were all friends and like it was cool and I don't know, dude. And it all slipped away and all these little like different cliques formed and then
Yeah.
stuff got real ugly real quick and and I'm not even trying to point fingers because
Right.
we all took part in it, whether it be watching or doing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You
I
know,
100% agree. That's why I just said, like, I think it needs to stop.
yeah,
I
it's
think by this
like I
point,
said,
it might need to stop because it's somebody obviously is going to get hurt. But, you know, I feel like talking about her kid and her personal life is going too far. And that
yeah,
happens in every community, you guys. It does. We all know that. But
okay, yeah,
it's going too far. And then what's going to happen is she keeps threatening to sue the anti KJ community. I don't know if it's particular people, I'm sure it is, and she probably will end up suing one of you guys. That's what's going to happen.
I
You
mean,
cannot go around
you got to
making
be
up.
careful. Yeah, you got to be careful with what you're doing, what you're saying and stuff, I mean, obviously, okay, so like slander and defamation is not slander and defamation if it's true,
Right.
but you you kind of see a lot of channels making assumptions. You just got to be really careful. Really, really careful.
Assumptions. I feel like that's the biggest thing. Like I said, I don't care how you think that what type of mother that she is. There's just no way that you can tell what type of mother she is from watching her for a few hours live.
No,
People are
absolutely
so
not.
judgmental. Just like I accidentally said a cuss word in front of my kid. And there were a couple people in here like, look at you using that language. What kind of mother are you? And it's like, are you
Yeah.
serious? You can't judge somebody like that.
Oh, people are brutal on her.
Right. They are. They are. They automatically run away with things and think they want to run away with things, though. They want to say these bad things to hurt you. And like I said, I feel like you have to be able to determine when enough is enough. And as I'm watching
Absolutely.
everything that's going on and I'm seeing her tweets and things like that, and her saying you're just giving her an excuse to play the victim.
That too.
And,
Like
right.
that's another thing I wanted to comment on that you were saying before I got up here is
Mm-hmm.
like oftentimes you will like play right into their hand and you'll look like, a villain of some kind for calling out like deplorable behavior
Right.
because of like whatever style you're doing it in. Like there's a whole bunch of people in there and they're saying horrible things about her parenting. Well, then
Right.
she'll come on her platform and talk and see, look what they're doing over there. Look at them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not lying. They're after me in droves and blah blah blah,
Right.
and it sucks.
Yeah. You're giving her an
Crazy.
excuse to play the victim, and we all know she is not a victim. She has victimized so many people. So that's when you have to say enough is enough. And if your whole channel is about her, that's something to be concerned about too. Because what's going to happen, I think, with the whole lawsuit and Tati and all that stuff, I think people's main hope was that it was going to get Without a Crystal Ball off her channel and that she wouldn't have a channel anymore.
Right.
But that didn't happen. And that's probably never going to happen. That girl, you can tell she's making money. She ain't going nowhere.
And that situation should teach everybody that people aren't going to go anywhere. I mean, you can cancel a person for yourself, basically, is what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you might be able to prove and show people certain things they didn't know about somebody, but at the end of the day, they're going to make a decision to either look past it, or hey, they took accountability, they're forgiven, or not care at all. And a lot of people just want to chat. They just want an open chat. Like I said, the person could be slapping babies and kicking puppies, but
Right.
there's people in the chat they can talk with. They're lonely, they don't, or they had a hard day at work, they want to blow off steam, and then they're going to be there.
Right.
And with a huge creator like Tati, like, okay, KJ is a small creator compared to Tati.
Right.
So her not being able to take her down, or whatever her plan was, I kind of think that Tati could have, but I think she just wanted to scare her or something. I'm not really sure. I didn't follow the paperwork on that case. I might be wrong. But
I agree
if she
with you
couldn't
on
do
that.
it, who's going to do it? You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Nobody, basically, because Tati has enough money that she could have kept taking her to court. Okay.
Yeah, for
She
sure.
stopped. And I think I really did. I felt like it was the whole principle of the situation. I think she
Absolutely.
just wanted to prove a point that you cannot go around defaming people like that. And obviously, it did not work with Without a Crystal Ball, because she's still going around defaming people or
Yeah.
lying on people. Okay. Eventually, it will catch up to her. But what I'm trying to say is, it's going to take a long time for it to catch up with her if you guys keep giving her a reason to play the victim.
For sure.
What goes around comes around. She will get her day one day, but she's not going to get her day if she's constantly, people are constantly going at her and making her tweet every day how she's a victim, and people are bashing her and blah, 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 blah. And people are telling lies about her. I'm just saying that, why can't people just remove themselves and stop talking about her and walk away and see how much of a difference that might make? Because half the people I feel like that watch Without a Crystal Ball, she has a lot of people who adore her, but a lot of people just kind of hate watch her, I feel like.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, most people, like, just like with MFW or CK, a majority of the people who watch them hate watch.
And I feel like those three creators that you just mentioned, even like at one time, they weren't so bad.
They weren't.
Or something. Like, I remember when Katie MFW was pretty chill. Like in the very beginning, like she was sober, she was real chill. Like, I don't know if what's going on with her, like, but I really feel like maybe I don't know, like, see, even if I'm at my worst, I'm not going to be rattling off racial slurs and rattling on and like lying on people. Like, I might say some ugly stuff, but not to that depth, like,
Right.
of crazy. So, I mean, is it it's like, I struggle with, is it their true colors, or are they just in a horrible place? But then I think about some of the things that have been done and said, and then I'm like, God, like, these are like real ugly people. You know what I mean?
I think
like,
it's just their true color showing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, because like in the beginning, with them creating their platforms, they're just very careful and maybe didn't want that to come out. I don't know, man.
But then they finally, their true colors come out, and they start gaining supporters prior to showing their true colors. And then once they start gaining supporters, they finally realize that a lot of their supporters feel the same way that they do. As far as, with MFW and saying, some of the racial things that she has said, a lot of people agreed with her on what she said.
Yeah, and like her stuff was like, okay, it evolved into what it is now. Like at first, she had said the N-word in the way of like, oh, you're my friend, or no dog, or that way, not straight up calling someone that. and would be like, hey, I just used that word growing up, and like it was never a problem. And then someone found her Instagram. Well, like it was the same Instagram she has now, but they scrolled way, 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 way down to like 2015 and 2014. So yeah, I guess that would be True Colors. And there was all kinds of racist like posts, all kinds. And then she would like, because when I was like over on her channel, she'd pull us aside like, that is all fake stuff, blah, 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 blah. Well, one day I went scrolling down and certainly it's not fake. Like, no, it's really there, and she would just like tell blatant lies, and I just took a step back, and like I still had friends that were very much tied in that, like me and you have had discussions about this, like it's very cultish, like cult like. And I saw a lot of her in CK.
Okay.
And immediately when I had seen
Are
the
they
way that
friends? Is CK and Miss Wonderful friends?
I don't think so. I don't know
Okay.
if they even know about each other, but CK's like the more polished version of
her, right?
MFW. It's almost like her mom or older sister or something. I don't know, dude. It's weird because they run
so much alike.
so much, and like CK runs her channel on, and her like her narrative and her go-to, like the critical thinking thing when she doesn't want to encounter any real critical thinkers.
Right.
And then there's MFW with loyalty is royalty, when she couldn't be loyal if her life depended on it. And it's so weird. They're very much alike, and their channels ran very
similar.
And I've seen people that like are like intelligent women fall into it in the way of like, this is their out after work or after the kids go to bed, and they bought into the whole like, we're friends. Okay, well then they start kind of excusing certain behaviors, and then eventually they get fed up and they're just like, whoa, what have I been into this whole time?
Right.
And I've seen it with a lot of women, and it sucks.
Right.
And like I used to excuse like crappy behavior on Katie's behalf or MFW's behalf too.
Yeah.
Like never any racist stuff ever, but like the way she talked to her supporters and stuff, like she was horrible, dude. Horrible the way she talked to some of the subscribers. And then one night she went on a doxing spree, and I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. Right. Excuse my language. I'm sorry, dude. It was okay. Just like, because that happened like right around in the same week that like I've like scrolled down and seen the Instagram for myself, and just like it was a real like wake up call. Like this chick is nothing like the people you would associate with ever. Right. And when I thought she was totally like my, like, oh, she's cool, like, some of my friends are, like she's just kind of rough around the edges, and she really presented herself as somebody else. And there was so many excuses to be made, like she's going through so much and addiction, and that's something that like pulls heavy on my heartstrings, is recovery and stuff, like because I've been in recovery, and like I've done really crazy things too, but then you gotta like also in that situation, like you're enabling her. Like, what are you thinking you're helping? You're not helping her, right? If you really care about her, but yeah, those two creators are way too much alike.
Alike. I've had like probably, I'm gonna say 4 emails so far of people who have emailed me or messaged me on Facebook like, Tia, I'm so sorry that I said bad things about you. Things that I've never seen before, because I wasn't in her Discord. I don't know what people were saying about me, but she's like, I said horrible things about you, Tia, and I'm sorry. I never realized what a horrible person CK is, and can you please forgive me, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, I don't even know what you said, but thank you. Thank you for advertising. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that people are starting to see her. CK for who she really is. But I can imagine some of the things that go on in her Discord, or even MFW's Discord. I'm sure it's horrible. But
yeah, I was in her mod chat and it was pretty crazy. And then like she had 3 separate mod chats though. Like I was on the one that was of the least trusted probably. And then she, like I heard about that there was 2 other ones where the real dirty would happen.
yeah.
Thank you for not
You were
putting me in
mod,
there, by the way.
you were mod
You
for
know?
both of them, weren't you?
No, I never got close in the CK circle ever.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because immediately when I saw the way it was ran, it
Mhm.
reminded me of MFW. Now I supported her channel and I'd be in the chats. I agreed with a lot of things that she spoke on regarding the long case.
Right.
But like it was alarming to me and I saw it happening. And there was a lot of cool chicks that I met that really liked her. And kind of similar to the situation with MFW, when I left MFW, there were some of my close friends still there. And it would like bring down a like whole bunch of havoc on them if like I was to go over and speak about it. Do you know what I mean? And so I stayed quiet for a long time. And then with the CK thing, I did the same thing because there was really cool chicks in there. I didn't want to make them hurt. I didn't want to make them feel awkward. And
Yeah.
I kind of felt like there's a million people calling them out already. If I don't call them out, then I think it'll be okay. I don't think I'm going to change anything by calling them out. But I can't, like, I just can't get down with that, dude. Like, this whole, like, I'm your queen, bow down shit. No, I'm a leader. I'm not a follower, baby.
Exactly.
Like, I just don't, I can't with it. I cannot. And, oh, yeah, I noticed it, like, right away. And then, like, I agreed with her on the long case and everything. And she was pretty careful with the long case and what she put out. But then came Christian Androcchio case. And she was
Horrible.
being horrible, but not just that, horribly sloppy with what she was
And
reporting on.
Stupid.
Like
You already know
taking
how
the kid's word for it and stuff. Like, oh, Dylan said that's true. That doesn't make it true.
Exactly.
You know?
But you're trying to say you're intelligent? I don't care what anybody says. She is not as intelligent as she makes herself out to be. And I am going to do a video about her little monologues, because she did not write those. Maybe some of them, but not all of them. She plagiarized.
Serious?
Yep, I said it.
No way.
You come for me and I'll prove it, because I know I've seen the proof.
Oh, snaps.
Go to when you're done here, before you go to sleep. Well, what time is it where you're at? It's like only,
It's 11:59. I'm good.
God.
I'm on the West Coast, girl.
Yeah, I know, my brother is out there. Go to what's the 411? That's J for Justice channel. Her second channel. She proved it.
Okay, then.
So everybody go to that channel and you'll see her recent monologue that she did is plagiarized.
Oh, wow. Because I always, like, that was one thing, even if I had bad things to say about her, I was like, you know, she writes some good monologues. And
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and then
no.
tell me what you think. You tell me what you think when you go and you watch that, and you'll see. She's reading word for word. She left out some words and put her own words in there, but that doesn't mean you wrote it, right?
So, like, on a technicality, she probably couldn't get in trouble for it because she changed
some of the words.
Few words. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
But it's all there. And how do I know? And this was her the monologue that she did when she came out and was saying that with the lawsuit and everything. And she was defending herself. It was a good monologue. But she didn't do it. Everything started to come out about her, you guys. You see? And that will happen without a crystal ball.
Yeah.
It will. But if you keep going at her, picking apart every single thing that she does, I'm telling you, it's going to come back on you, and it's going to take even longer for anything, because you just keep giving her reasons for people to feel bad for her.
Yeah, and there are some like people that are just ugly and not trying to call her out or not trying to do the right thing, that are trying to just, they go around just hurting people and, will do mean things. I get that. Those people do exist. But like sometimes the people that are trying to like hold her accountable or hold them accountable or call them out will start to like appear like they fit into that category, like they're trying to attack her when they're not. But it's just, it's like clever. Everything with those type of creators is really cleverly worded, when they're doing their videos about how horrible they have it.
Right. You're
I
absolutely right. I'm so happy you came up here.
I'm happy I did too.
I'm happy that we talked. I think
really liked
even when I was defending Chrissy that day, I think I said to you, because you didn't come up on panel, which I understand why you didn't, and you were in the comments, I'm like, I don't know, I guess maybe I was mad and didn't think I was mad, but I'm like, Captain, you never called Critical K out on her shit either. Do you remember?
Well, no, but like, see, I like done the same thing, dude. Like, I've been on panels and like defended my friend and just like got mad too. So like, even when it was happening, as pissed off as I was like, I've done that same exact thing, dude. So it's like no hard feelings at all.
Stupid.
But and you see, because you knew that like I was pressed about that because I talked to you about it. Like I was like, dude, like, and that's what I was just gonna say too, is that I understand how people feel though. They feel like if I don't call this chick out, then I'm not helping. And I felt like that for a long time with the MFW and the CK thing, and now I'm just kind of like, whatever, they've pretty much been exposed for who they are, and the friends I've had, like, you know what I mean? They know what's up.
Yeah.
They're not dumb. And I'm a separate person anyway. Like if you go lumping my friends in with me, then that says more about you. Whatever. I'm over it. I'm over being quiet about anything anymore. But
right.
Like I also like try to be careful. Like I said, like I learned a lesson that night. Like I really did.
Have you ever defended her? Or was she just
Yes. My God. No, because I knew you wouldn't have known that, right? Because you weren't around in the beginning, but a lot of people that day were that night, like they were there. So a lot of like in the night before, when she got on a live stream about me, I was on panel and I felt really like blindsided.
Yeah.
Because like that one creator came on, right?
What was that? Oh, Taylor.
The one with the T.
Okay.
I was just like, they all of a sudden they're enemies, but they're like in an alliance against me. I was like, what the hell just happened? I figured KM was gonna yell at her, and then she was gonna, and then I was gonna yell at her, and then she was gonna get off panel, and like, but no, that's not what happened at all. Right. And then one of KM's friends came up and I snapped at her because I felt like she was calling me an instigator, and I felt really bad about that. But like, because she was one of the people that was like kind of around, I guess she wasn't really, though she was kind of more in Will's chat and stuff. But
right.
Like during the beginning of all the Cali stuff, I was on panel with Chrissy every night. And it was like, I didn't trade her out for QB or anything like that. It's just like me and her started getting closer, and KM and Heather started getting closer. It just wasn't like a thing like that. Like it wasn't like I just, oh, you have a different opinion than me. Like, no, I always came over and supported her. I did admit though, that day on Queen Bee's channel with CK on there, I could have been a better friend to her. I could have like done a lot more. I should have got on that panel and ripped that bitch a new one, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I cried and I felt bad, dude. And I said sorry. And like there were other incidences like with.
But you have defended her though.
Oh, a ton. Yeah. I mean, I used to have people come to me like, she's lying, she's doing this, she's doing that. I'm like, you know what? I haven't seen her lie. All I've seen her do is X, Y, and Z. And like, I mean, there were people that didn't want to be friends with me because I was friends with her. And I
Yeah.
didn't care.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not how I do my friendships. I don't base them off what the rest of
What
the
other
crowd is gonna
people
think.
think.
I don't really care.
Right. Me
You
too.
know?
I'm the same way. You
And
think people
like
didn't warn me about her?
what?
You think people didn't warn me about her? A lot of people did. There was a lot
Right.
of people that would tell me, Teaya, why are you defending her? You don't know what she's like. She's done this, she's done that. I'm like, no, people are bullying her and I'm going to have her back, no matter what. And then the things that people were saying ended up happening to me. Then I'm like,
Right.
I'm like, oh shit, people were right. And you live and you learn. It's not about having a communication problem. It's about, if I defended you, my loyalty shouldn't be questioned. Do you get it?
Right.
If I'm walking around defending you and then you say, hey, do you want to come up on panel? And behind your back, I'm saying, oh, she's going to set me up. She's going to have somebody I don't like come on her panel. I would expect
Oh my
you
God.
to be mad at me too. I would expect for you to say, Teaya, I would expect for you to come at me and say, Teaya, why would I set you up? As a matter of fact, I would expect for you to block me and never want to talk to me again. Because why would you think I would set you up if I'm your friend? Why would I think that if you're my friend?
She thought you were setting her up too.
Yes.
See, because that's what the thing was with me, and there was like I don't know, like, because I'll say this right now, and I'll stand by it. There were a lot of people that did her dirty in the beginning.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it wasn't a lot of people. It was mostly the one person. And people were in the chat while it was happening. And I get that, getting upset about it and setting boundaries about it. And like, she responded. And then there was like a couple of live streams where they were trying to nail out this truth. And then it ended up working for a couple of weeks. And it was really nice. And everybody like got along again. And it was nice. And like I had told her at that point, I was like, you know what, we're just like, I'm not going to be like, I'm going to really try to not like get on panels and like, be going at people like this anymore.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with my friendship with her. Like, and like I said, like she was kind of doing her thing with Heather and you know what I mean? It wasn't like I stopped supporting her either. I would go over there and I'd talk to her and I'd defend her. And like, it just, I don't know, like, like the friendship felt like really one-sided a lot.
Yep.
But I also like didn't want to say I'm going to stop being your friend now because of that. Like I felt like maybe she was going through a lot and like
But
she had a lot going on.
No. Okay.
Yeah.
Because if you and me, okay, let's just say, I start messaging you, and if you're not asking me questions and trying to get to know me as a person, and I'm not trying to get to know you as a person, then guess what? We're not friends. You don't know me and I don't know you.
Right. And you can do that without being intrusive.
Right. But you cannot call somebody your friend that you don't know. You have to get to know a person. You don't have to talk every day, but you still have to get to know a person in order for them to be your friend. I always felt like I always tried to be her friend. Like I always, I would give her my number. I'm like, oh, call me. Or, I would message her. I would ask her questions, but she didn't do that with me. And the only time she ever called me a friend is when I was on her panel defending her and had her back. That's not a friend. That's just.
There was never like a random message of, hey, Cappy, how you been?
Right.
Or it was always like centered and based around, fuck shit in the community. And like, okay, like they're going to come for me tonight or whatever, like I'm not quoting her at all, but it was just never casual, like, hey, what's up? Or nothing like that. Like, so, and I get like not wanting to ask personal questions, like I said, like you can get to know somebody without being intrusive about their real life.
Exactly. That's what I said. That's what I said. You can get to know somebody without getting all deep and personal and knowing their whole life history. I've always said if you meet somebody once and they tell you their whole life history, there might be a problem with them, because you should never just meet somebody
Right.
and completely tell them everything about yourself and your life. You don't know that person yet. But
Right.
after a while, when you get to know that person, you can say, "Oh, how many kids do you have?"
Right,
Or
yeah.
what's their names? Oh, well, this is, casual questions like that. And I don't even think she knows how many kids I have. And it's
Right.
like, I'm not saying that Pam is not a nice person. I think she's very nice, but I feel like this is constructive criticism. And I just feel like you need to start being more real. And, if you don't want any friends, then tell people, hey, I'm not looking for any friends. I'm not trying to be nobody's friend. If you want to defend me, come up on panel. You can defend me, but I don't want to be friends with anybody. And that's okay.
Right.
But I was walking around calling this person a friend and trying to constantly show her, look, I'm your friend. I got your back. And if you're going to try to say I'm setting you up, it's a wrap for me, because I don't do that. And you should know me enough to know that I would never do that. So that was why I said, it's a wrap. I'm done. I don't want to be a part of that kind of shit.
Right.
I just don't. And that's why I felt so bad, because then I started thinking about, well, maybe she wasn't even right about Captain. Maybe she wasn't right about Queen either. Like, I was more new. You know what I mean? So I really was just going off her word, to be honest with you. And then I started thinking, well,
I respect and appreciate that. And like I said, that was a lesson learned for me too, though, because I'd done the same thing. Like, hey, I'm being loyal to this person. They're my friend.
yeah,
And these people have hurt them. I have no reason to question my friend. I've done
right.
the same thing.
Yeah.
So,
But then you have to learn that you can't do that, though. Right?
yeah, you just have to be like careful. Like, now friends that have that you build a friendship with, that things about, like you said, like there's friendships that I've had on here where I will still defend these people because we have built something and we do know things about each other and whatever, right? And
Yeah.
but if you ever feel that a friendship's kind of one-sided, just kind of maybe
Cut it off.
that this is like, you know what I mean? Take a step back and try to look at the big picture, and then if it keeps happening, if it keeps playing out like people have warned you about, because I get it, you don't want to take people's word. It's always best to kind of like get your
Form your
own
own opinion.
right.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, I learned a lesson with MFW, and that's why I didn't get close to CK on purpose.
Right.
I didn't want to be like in her inner circle because of that. Like, I was just kind of, I'll keep you arm's length and we're good. Like, we're fine. But then nasty shit started coming around and out, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to be any links away from you. Like, just away from you will be fine.
Right.
But
yep, she
yeah,
did
dude.
that. When she thought that I was supposedly going to have somebody else come on panel that she didn't like, she literally told all of her Discord members to unsubscribe from me and to block me.
Jeez.
I'm just
I don't know. I watched some of the stuff happen in the last month or so with her, and when she had the growth on her channel,
oh
and
yeah,
there was that falling out.
for her. I was happy.
Oh no, I was happy for her too. But what
Yeah.
I'm talking about is the stuff that happened shortly after that, where she had a falling out with the mods, and I was like, God, why is she talking to her moderators like that?
Yeah. 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 I
Like,
think
do you pay them?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Right. Right. Like these, I don't understand that. Like I was happy for her. I just stayed away from her because I didn't like the way it was happening. to me. I had my own opinion, and I straight up told her my opinion on it. She never even knew that I didn't exist. Let's put it this way. I was never on her channel when her channel blew up from that whole Ash Cat situation. I stayed away from her. She never even knew. She never even noticed. The only time she noticed is when she talked about, what happened with her daughter. And I had left a comment as if kind of like, why isn't she with her daughter? Why is she on, you know what I mean? And that's when she contacted me. But I was happy for her success, but I wasn't happy. I felt like it was exploiting somebody's, addiction. I just didn't like it at all.
Well, when things like that happen too, you kind of watch people rationalize why they're there watching it, and you know what I mean? Like, I'm not pointing fingers. Like, I'm sure I've been in chats rationalizing why I was doing the stupid shit I was doing.
Yeah. We've all been there.
And it's just another thing that kind of happens with social media, and you're in groups.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of just happens, and you just got to be really mindful of it, I guess. But like, I don't know, man.
I don't know either.
It's crazy around these parts.
I couldn't believe when she deleted the channel. I'm like, are you freaking serious? Like, no, why? Like, and that's, when she talked to me, we were cool. And I'm like, why would you delete the channel? Like, you blew up. Not blew up. People act like she was at 10,000 subs or something. No, but she still she was doing great. And then you delete it. I was just in shock. I'm just like, really? But at the end of the day, if that's what she wanted to do, that's what she wanted to do. But I was just like, I don't think you should have done that. Like, I don't think you should have deleted the channel. Like, maybe take some time off from it, but you didn't have to delete it.
I mean, maybe private it or something. Like, but yeah, then that's kind of her pattern, though. It's like when some craziness goes down, poof, delete, and then we'll start a new one, and we're moving on, and I'm not that person anymore, and blah 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 blah. And it seems to be like a pattern with her, and it doesn't really fix things, though. You know, like I mean, and
go ahead.
I'm sorry, no, but like. And as far as like blowing up like that, it's like, because it like shouldn't have 10,000 subs, but it happened like overnight.
Right.
She went from a couple hundred to a couple thousand, and not just that she was like, restreaming somebody that's in a real bad way, but like just doing content on one person can kind of like I don't know what the word I want to use, like taint your channel kind of, or and then when you want to move on from that subject, people don't want to move on from that subject. So as a creator, you kind of want to keep it, like give some variety or whatever. Because I remember like when I've done a couple videos on this creator from the prison community, Savage Studios, and he's done a lot of bad things, right? Yeah. And it's tempting to make videos on him because, for one thing, there's no shortage of things to call out regarding what he does, right? And another thing, you like a lot of people, he has like a large like following of people that don't like him, and you will acquire subs and views. Right. And it can be like tempting, like, but immediately when like I did my first video on him, it's funny because I remember I made it on the 4th of July. So it was last year tomorrow, but yeah, I was like, whoa, like, because I had gotten some good views off some of the videos I'd done, but like this came with people in the comments like really passionate about disliking him. Right. And it was like really like easy to fall into and to engage in that type of conversation and get real pissed off, like, because I always say this, like, for some reason I like to rub my nose in shit sometimes. Like, I like to watch stuff that makes me mad sometimes, and I don't know why, dude. Yeah. But I try to be like really careful about it. Yeah. And limit how much of that kind of stuff I watch.
Yeah, because it's toxic.
Yeah, it is. It's very toxic. But so yeah, like, I've done a couple videos on him, but I try not to do too many because I don't want to just have like one subject to report on for one thing, you know, and then another thing, it's like people with big hate followings like that can turn into a toxic mess real fast.
Yeah, it can. That's why I stopped doing videos about KJ. I was like, I'm not going to do this anymore because then people were expecting it. And they
Mm-hmm.
would in my comments, I can't wait until you talk about it next time and blah, 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 blah. And that's what I was
Right.
finding. There's not going to be a next time. Like, I'll still cover her and talk about her, you know, but I am not going to build my channel off of this woman's name. It's not going to happen. If other channels
Right.
want to, there are plenty of channels out there that you guys can watch that do videos on her, but this ain't the one. You know,
Right.
I couldn't. And I'm happy that I didn't. I thank God that I didn't because I just wouldn't want people coming to my channel. I'm a Gemini. I get bored. There's just no way I could sit there and do video after video after video on the same person.
Yeah, it's too much. It
It's too
really
much.
is. Like I couldn't do that either. And
Right.
like from the first community I started out in, like I guess they call it the drama community, right? But like a little subdivision of it, not like the James Charles like one, but with the Truthfully Trisha stuff. Like her going on Dr. Phil was like the worst thing ever. Because Dr. Phil really didn't like he was just as bad as anybody in the community. Now,
Right.
see, she had really bad behavior and did really bad things. But there's this one like little clip that he played, right? Where she jumped on some woman's car that was a subscriber of hers
Oh my
and
goodness.
made it like seem like you know, she's just this wild chick who's unhinged. Well, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she does do stuff, you know, she is kind of unhinged. But they cut the clip in the beginning. The subscriber is like, oh my God, you guys, it's Truthfully Trisha. It's really her.
Mm-hmm.
Trisha was on vacation and the subscriber went and found her.
Oh wow.
Like, that's not okay, dude. And I remember that creator like denied it and said like, oh, you know, I was going there for a totally different reason. No, you weren't, dude. Like,
Right.
you know, like, and she was live streaming, pulling up to that hotel where TT was at, Truthfully Trisha, and was like, yeah, that's really her. Well, then some of Trisha's subscribers DM'd her and was like, hey, Bless is outside and
Mm-hmm.
she's live streaming you. That's that lady you just, because she got out of her car and walked up to her walking her dog and was like, hey, how you doing? What a cute dog. Like made random small talk. And Trisha was like, oh, thanks. Yeah, we're just taking a walk. And the girl was like, you know, oh, do you live around here? And she's like, no, I don't live around here. And then they walked,
Mm-hmm.
you know, went their separate ways. Okay, so Bless gets in her car and is pulling out, and you could see Trisha in the back videotaping from behind because she had already found out that that random lady on the streets, this chick, the chick you know, the chick who makes videos on you.
Mm-hmm.
And Dr. Phil conveniently cut all that out. So at the end of the day, he was just as toxic as anybody else in the community. Like my whole outlook on Dr. Phil after that, like down the tubes. I was like, wow, like his journalistic integrity is like
Right.
that.
Well, Dr.
It
Phil
really,
is I don't know about him.
yeah, I don't either.
I really, really don't. Like something ain't right with him. But what I will say is I gotta look this woman up, truthfully, Trisha, because I don't even know
Oh
who she is.
Lord. She
And
was just
another
in court
person,
with another subscriber recently.
oh my goodness, is she like CK or something?
No, she's kind of more like Ashy Cat without the substance
Oh,
abuse.
okay.
It's kind of like she doesn't have like where CK and MFW kind of have a channel where they make videos and they do things like you know they like well they did Once Upon a Time or whatever like
Yeah.
and they have like this whole loyalty or critical thinking like subject. This
Mhm.
woman's just kind of more of like, I guess, a vlogger. She doesn't like have a subject or a theme to her channel. It's just kind of like her life.
Right,
So,
just random stuff. And
right.
another person that I probably will be doing a video on soon that people keep talking about is Molly Golightly.
Yeah.
She was on my channel one time with BX, and of course BX had a problem with me muting him because guess what? I couldn't hear Molly Golightly because he was talking over her. But
Oh, I saw that night.
yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was. You did really well, though. You did really well.
Well, I don't really know who she is. I've never heard of her. She seemed all right, but I've been
When
seeing
you're
a
new to
lot
live
of meetings lately.
streaming, like you were kind of new to live streaming when that happened, though, and you did really good. Like live streaming can be kind of a task, and you have like a lot
Yeah.
of responsibility, and it's just like, whoa, it can be overwhelming.
Holy shit, I didn't even know that shit was gonna happen. And I got like 2, 3 messages. Hey, Molly Golightly's waiting. She has a lot of subscribers. This might help you. Let her on. And I'm like, I would have let her on anyway. I don't care how many subscribers she has,
Right.
But it was just random. Like it just happened out of nowhere. But at the end of the day, I've been seeing a lot of things that are like, she was like flipping out and all this stuff. And I'm like, who the hell is this woman? So then she's on Wife Swap. And
Yeah, I forgot about that.
do you know her though? Like,
I don't know her, no.
okay.
No, I've never like. I mean, I
Do my
think maybe
research.
I might have said one or two things once or twice in her chat. I don't even really know for sure or not,
Mm-hmm.
but I've never like regularly like tuned into her. No.
Kimberly's like, don't
No.
say her name 3 times in a row.
Right? She will appear.
I'll remember that, Kimberly.
BX
But
was. Did you see BX today?
no, I try not
He
to
was.
watch anymore.
Yeah. He was covering the whole. Okay, do you remember when Will from The Glare and Annie and I can't remember who else was involved in that. I think Mr. Nut
Mm-hmm.
did that fundraiser for that lady,
Oh
and
yeah,
then
I remember that.
they ended up kind of like finding like holes in her story or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the lady and whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess that she's been in contact with BX, and BX today was going on about how they like shouldn't have called her out or something like that. He was I don't know how much he knows about the story. He was just saying like they were going on circumstantial evidence and they didn't have enough evidence to say she's a scammer and
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff. And it was kind of
Oh,
wild. And I saw some people trying to say to him like, look, like there were a lot of things going on that just didn't add up. And he didn't seem like he wanted to hear it, but I only
I'm
caught part
going
of
to hear
it.
it because he can't stand the glare.
Yeah, that's kind of how it felt. Felt like maybe the judgment was a little clouded. Like, see, I don't care for the glare. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't really like after all the stuff with the long case, like I'm not like a huge Annie fan. But that situation, I felt like they were right.
Oh, I
You
think
know
they
what I mean?
did, didn't they?
Well, they felt responsible because they held the fundraiser and when you hold a fundraiser and if you find out somebody's doing wrong, then yeah, you do have a responsibility to let people know that
Absolutely.
or like refund their money or do whatever. And I felt like that was the point that BX was missing was that like they did this fundraiser, whether they should have done it or not or done more research or not is irrelevant. They were in a situation where people did donate
Mm-hmm.
and then them themselves are not believing this woman. They wanted to make it right with the people that donated. And I felt like that gave me a new respect for both of them.
Right.
Even though I didn't like them, I was like, they did right by that. That's good.
Right.
You know, and I, when they did have the fundraiser, I didn't know the lady. And I felt like, oh, that girl, she was a part of it too.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like really bad for her. And even though I didn't care for Will, I was like watching that stream and like like trying to give support. And 2 people I know donated even that didn't like any of them. It was just a really like sad thing.
Situation.
And it was nice to see people help her. And it was cool. It felt good. Like, oh, they're doing something good for her and blah, blah, blah. Right. So,
Right.
I don't know. Like I didn't know her well enough to question it or not really, I guess. And then
Right.
like things started happening after and I'm like, oh shit, like sounds kind of weird.
Right. Because I thought it
And
was proven that she had done some, questionable things. I mean, there was a reason why
right.
they did what they did and gave everybody their money back. They didn't just do it for nothing.
Right. There were some medical, like people that worked in the medical field or were married people or people that had like that type of cancer or like different situations with different people, like all saying kind of the same thing. Like X, Y, and Z wouldn't happen if, or, if you had that, this would happen. And then there was something with, she was supposed to be keeping people up on her appointments and stuff like that. And I think they made a group on Facebook, like the people that donated and supporting her. Like, you know what I mean? Just stay transparent and like, you know what I mean? Let people know what's going on as much as you can. Like, you don't have to tell everybody everything, but just little things. Well, she supposedly went to a doctor's appointment one day and she posted pictures. She's like, let me get some pictures for you guys. And she took their Google images.
Oh,
And
shit.
people were like, what? Like, why post pictures at all? Like,
Right.
these
Why
are
you
on Google. Because the pictures were like kind of obvious. Like, when I saw them, I was like, wait a minute. Like, she didn't take those pictures.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, they were
That's
Google images.
actually kind of irresponsible. If you are going to have somebody on your panel and defend them, you should probably get all the facts first before you defend them.
Yeah, and see, like, I only caught like half of it, and that's pretty much what I was hearing was that people didn't have enough evidence to call her out, and that was his problem with it.
Well,
He's like, that's circumstantial, like that's not evidence. And I'm like, I don't know.
he's not an attorney.
Right.
Okay.
Exactly.
You're not an attorney. And if somebody is, that's not circumstantial evidence to me. If somebody is posting Google images, like literally posting that, I mean, that is called blindly doing something without having all of your facts straight and blindly doing something because you don't like these other people. That's what it is. I understand you don't like the glare, but at the same time, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Right?
Oh, did you see Karen's comment?
She did have an illness, but not cancer. She admitted to lying. She didn't go to the doctor's appointment. She faked it with pictures. I was on that stream. She admitted it. That's what I'm saying. Like you cannot, just because you don't like somebody does not mean you just grab somebody and put them on your panel and just pretty much back up situations, especially when she admitted it. And that's what I thought too. I thought she admitted that she had, made some things up, but she did have an illness.
Yeah, she was sick, like, but it wasn't what she said or something, and
it wasn't as severe. She didn't have cancer, what everybody thought she said.
Right.
And you just don't do that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, he's always calling out other creators and holding them accountable. And I'm just this horrible person because I muted his mic. But yet you have somebody on your panel that admitted to lying about it. Doesn't make much sense, does it?
No. And I guess that she's supposed to be on his channel or something like that. I don't know if that already happened or if that's supposed to happen soon, but I guess she's been talking to him, so I don't know.
Well, I'm definitely gonna go and watch that too. And Kimberly said, what color was the damn sweater, Captain? I'll be.
I always pictured the sweaters. I thought it was two sweaters, and I always pictured them pale pink and pale gray. Like, I don't know why. In my head, they're pink and gray. So there you go, Kimberly.
She, I
Oh
think that's the
my
second time she asked that, but holy crap. Like, you know what? So she totally lied on BX's live today. That's
Oh, she was
insane.
on there today. I
What'd you
didn't
say?
see that. I didn't see her on BX's panel today.
Oh,
I just
yeah.
saw a live stream with him going off.
Well, she was on there today. Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
And to hold creators accountable.
Jeez.
Now, see, there's the thing. I actually really liked BX. I mean, I thought he was cool. I liked
Me
watching his
too.
content. But when he came on my panel, I muted him because I couldn't hear what Molly Golightly was saying. He was laughing. He was talking while she was talking. And I muted him because I'm like, I can't hear. And basically, I'm this horrible creator because I muted him. And the thing is that I am very, very cautious. And this is just how I am. And people can disagree or agree. But, you know, when it comes to Black creators as a whole here on YouTube, I just feel like I'm very careful about what I say and I don't say. Because it is very hard for Black creators to thrive here on YouTube. It's just the truth. And,
Right.
you know, I've seen it. I've watched it with my own two eyes. So I always really did try to be very careful because I feel like, okay, he's, you know, I like some of his content and I want to support him. I don't want to bash him, you know, because it's so hard for us Black creators. But now I'm not going to be cautious because he's not cautious with me. There were horrible things said about me in his Discord and things like that. So I'm not going to do it. And still to this day, he talks about how I muted his mic. Still till this day. And that was weeks ago. So you want to hold other creators accountable. Well, then you need to be held accountable. You're not doing enough research because obviously if this woman admitted that she lied about something, you probably shouldn't have had her on your panel. You know what I mean? I didn't know she was on his panel either. I just listening to the video you said that he did.
I agree with you. I mean,
I'm not going
Caucasian.
to.
I can see it too, though. Like, there's not enough Black creators, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like that girl that went at him and called him aggressive and all those things. Like, I felt like, you know, she could have been really, like, she should have been more careful with her wording and just
Absolutely.
been mindful of what she was saying. And she wasn't.
Right.
And
Right.
like, but I do feel like maybe he's just getting caught up in like today, for example, like, you know, like him being irritated and disliking what the Glare does on his channel, like clouded his judgment maybe, because I have always felt like BX was a really good creator, and
Right.
and like I think that maybe, yeah, he's like, you know, and like we're all human, like we all
make
it
mistakes.
can happen to any of us, dude. And by the way, like I said before, you handled that like a champ because nobody could hear her. And it wasn't anything against him or what he was saying.
No.
It's just that, no, it was just blah, 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 blah,
Yeah. Well,
you
I
know,
wanted to
and
hear what he
took
was saying.
responsibility. Yeah,
Right.
everybody
But
did.
he had been on for a while prior to her. So when
Right.
she came on, he started, you know, blah, 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 and I couldn't hear her. So I'm like, let me mute so I can hear what she's saying. And then after she's done saying what she's saying, then he can go. That's how a debate is supposed to go. You
Right.
let the person talk and then you start talking. It's actually very simple. But it was, she's horrible, and she muted BX for that white lady. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well, I'll remember that. That's all I can say.
Like, I saw it as you trying to be fair. Like you were trying to, in that, you know, that's a thing with being a creator and hosting live streams. If people are gonna like debate on the panel, man, it's
Yeah.
like you got to remember you can't keep everybody happy.
Especially because
And
that was not planned. That was something that just happened. And I'm just like, holy.
yeah, yeah, it just kind of happened. And
And she's supposed to be the,
yeah,
like the big creator, and everybody's like, yeah, she's coming on. You better let her on. I'm like, okay. I don't even
yeah.
know who she is.
Roll out the red carpet, Tia.
Yeah.
Roll it out.
They're like, oh, well, I think for more people, they were like, oh, she, it'll get you more well known and it'll get you to your 1,000 subs or whatever. So I think people had my best interest at heart, but I wasn't going to give her any special treatment over BX just because she has this many subscribers. It was more like,
Right.
let me hear what she has to say now, since you've said what you have to say, and then when she's done, you can start talking. That's pretty much it. But
exactly. And I think that, and see, now that's the thing too, is that creators, and they have their supporters, right?
yes,
Now,
yes.
I'm sure I can't say all of them because that would be like an ignorant blanket statement to make. But I'm
Right.
sure a good amount of them told him he was totally right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and like, I like to hear some objective stuff, like an objective opinion, like if I've acted out of pocket or if I've like, and
Mm-hmm.
I might be mad at the time when you're saying, like I said, like I was pissed off. You and KM were on the panel, but you said something and you were right. And I took, that was a hard pill to swallow. But hey, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that night, like I got like back to like making my video that the last one I put out, because I had just started it and just kept leaving it there and not touching it, and just kind of like, because it had all just happened right around that time, the story I was trying to cover. And I was like, you know what, I need to get this out there.
Right. I definitely would like to see you put out more content, because I like your channel. I think it's funny. So you definitely should. I mean, but I know how hard it is to
once a
be
week.
consistent.
It
So
is.
it's so
Even with
hard.
with real life too, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
kids and all that good stuff. Like
when I was doing videos, it was hard. I like editing, but when you're doing videos, it's different. It's so very easy to press this live button. It takes a lot when you go live, but it's very easy to press a live button versus edit.
right.
So I get it. And I would like to see you go live too. You have very good points. You speak with
I used to
intelligence.
go live every Saturday, and
Well, you
it's
should.
kind
You
of
should
funny.
start.
Like I went through phases where like, okay, I made videos in the beginning, right? And then I did my first live stream, and I'm like, wow, this is so awesome and easy. And so I called it lazy live streaming. So I didn't do any videos with edits for a while. It was just live streams.
That's
And then
what
I
I'm
like,
doing right now.
then I traded it back out to where like that, because like once a week is when I have most of my time to do anything like that, where I have like quiet and I can be like in an area where I could record things without like kids in the background and stuff going on and whatever. And take that little bit of time instead to do the videos instead of live stream. You know what I mean? Like in a perfect world, I could do both maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah. You'll get it. Don't worry. I mean, it's definitely something that you have to want to do. And like I said,
for sure.
when I was doing videos, I just sometimes, like even now, I don't know. I'll do videos eventually, but it seems like people like for me to go live. So I'm just going to go live for a while because I like it. Yeah, it is. I like interacting with you guys, It's not that I don't like videos. I've always been in that path. Like, is it more professional to do just videos? Will I grow if I'm doing just live stream? I don't even know. Like, whatever.
I think both. Like, it's like I said, like, well, see, sometimes when I have free time, Tia, I'll just fall down rabbit holes and watch videos. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just kind of like let my mind escape. And then I'm like, dang it. I already used up all my free time I could have been editing on, or I could have been live streaming or doing something. Like, that bit of free time you get, what are you going to use it for? Like, exactly. You have to want it, I guess. But I think certain subjects like, say you're really irritated and pissed off about a certain subject, probably better, like, at least for me, to do a video on it instead of live stream, because sometimes when I
Right.
live stream, I think you're better about it than me, though, like being mindful of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll just get pissed off and I'll just go on a rip and I'll be like, you know what? And I'm just like, oh, I can't be doing this. Like, this looks ridiculous.
Right.
But
yeah, when
yeah.
it's, I feel like when it's some topics, like if I was to talk about the Bill Cosby situation, I won't do that live. I won't.
Right.
I'll do that on, I'll film because it's too controversial. It is,
Yes.
people are too passionate about it and people are too mad if others have a different opinion than what they do, especially
Absolutely.
when it comes to why he was, so no, forget it. But yeah, I agree with that. With certain subjects, I feel like it's more appropriate to do a video. And that's good advice. Yeah.
That way you don't get caught up, like, because then you see comments in the chat and you're like, then you'll go off like kind of on different little subjects that relate to the subject, just for different reasons.
Yeah, I think it's better that way. But I do and cannot wait to see more content from you. I definitely think you should do the Without a Crystal Ball one for sure.
I think I might tap in eventually. Yeah, no, I enjoy your content too. You're really good at this. You really are.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so happy that you even came on my channel or even, forgave me for yelling at you. And we were yelling at each other shit, but
it's not even a big deal.
I'm glad it's over. I'm glad that you're an understanding person. I just messaged you, by the way, too, because I don't want to forget to watch what the hell was it that I told you to watch? I told you to watch
the 411.
Yes. I want you to tell me what you think when you watch it, okay?
I will for sure.
And just
yeah, no. I think you're doing awesome. And like I said, like with having two creators that both have large platforms that are arguing like that, you handled that like a day one champ. You did really good. And I was really proud of you.
I felt bad that I muted BX for a minute. But then I was telling my fiance about it, and people like Boston and all of them are like, no, like you couldn't hear her, and then I was just like, you know what? Right. No, this is ridiculous. And still to this day, he talks about it. If he talks about Molly Golightly, he mentions my name. Oh, like that other creator over there that had to mute my mic because that's what they do. They want to silence you. I'm not trying to silence him.
Not fair.
I like to hear, I always like to be honest with you. I agree with a lot of things BX says. I do. But it's just his delivery. It's the way that he treats people that I don't like. I don't like the way he treats some people. But a lot of the things that he says, I agree with him. He brings logic, and a lot of people don't have logic, and he's very intelligent, but when it comes down to it, he doesn't let up on people sometimes. It's just like him and the Glare going back and forth, like, is it ever going to end? Is it ever going to end? Because the Glare is always going to be the Glare, and BX is always going to be BX. And they were once friends.
Can I answer one of Boston's questions really quick?
Mm-hmm.
Boston, I have two devices. I have my phone that's my regular phone, and then I have one of my old phones. So when I get on panel, I'll panel up with one phone, and then I'll follow the chat with the other phone. But when you're on panels, you can open up the chat if you only have one device. But you can't comment in it. You can read it.
Really?
Yeah. Where it says chat, you just push on the chat button, and then when the chat comes up, it says private chat, and then it says comments, and you just click on comments.
Oh.
And you could read it, but you can't comment.
I didn't even know that. Which I don't know shit about StreamYard anyway, so.
I don't either. I'm learning as I go along. I've never used StreamYards. I used to use Google Hangouts because that's all YouTube that's what was compatible with YouTube back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they stopped letting us use that in like July or August of 2019, I've never had a panel again. I need to learn how to use it. I don't know. I'm not tech savvy at all.
It's easy, but as far as like this screen share and all that shit, I'll have to figure that out because it's annoying and I don't know how to do it.
Right.
But I'll figure it out eventually.
Exactly. Yeah. But I'm glad. Thank you for having me up here.
I'm glad you
And
came up.
I'm glad shit's cool with us again because I like
Me
you.
too. I like you too. You're beautiful inside and out. And make sure you message me when you watch What's the 411. Because I
will
really
for sure.
read it word from word. So
I will definitely check into that. And you are beautiful inside and out as well. Pretty lady.
And come up anytime.
All right, I'm gonna jump off here then. Thank you for having me, girl. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye-bye, Freddie. All right, beauties. It has been wonderful. We're talking about a whole bunch of different things, but ultimately, I guess I'll come back on camera. We've been talking about a lot of things. Ultimately, I just wanted to get you guys' opinion about Without a Crystal Ball. And yes, Cappy is a sweetheart. And she has good content too. All you have to do is when you see her name, just type in her name on YouTube and she'll come right up. She has a very unique name, so you're not going to see many people with her name. So let me see if I can try to find it. But I just wanted to have a dialogue about the Without a Crystal Ball community, the anti-Katie Joy community, and if you guys feel like they're going too far. And all I can tell you is when I felt like it was getting too toxic, I took a step back. And I do feel like the anti-KJ community needs to do the same. There just comes a time where enough is enough. And if you're constantly picking apart everything that she does, I'm not saying you guys are making up lies because I don't have any kind of evidence of that. I'm not going to say that you guys, the anti-KJ community, are making up lies when I don't have any proof to back that up. But what I will say is that a lot of people are so immersed in her and just, I don't want to say obsessive because again, there's a fine line with that. But I feel like a lot of people are passionate about holding her accountable and calling her out on the things that she does. But I feel like it's getting to a point where now she is playing the victim. And we all know that KJ is good at playing the victim. If it's getting too toxic to a point where other creators are going at it instead of focusing on why the community started in the first place, then it's time to step back, take a breather, and figure out if you're a creator where you want your channel to go. Because doing videos back to back about Without a Crystal Ball is eventually going to blow up in your face. I will tell you that because people can only hear about her so much. I'm tired of hearing about her already, and I don't even watch her anymore. It's not hard to take a step back. It's not hard to say, okay, I'm done. Because that's exactly what I did. When I felt like I was getting too mad over the way she treats people and the shady things that she does, I'm like, look, I'm getting way too mad over somebody that I don't even know in real life. It's time for me to take a step back. And I haven't stepped back in since. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. And I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. There are a lot of people that I still watch and think are amazing people. T-Spiracy, Charlotte, Dottie, all of them, Tina. It's not about sides with me. It's about just getting yourself out of a toxic situation, because I really do feel like I don't like it when somebody like KJ gets to play the victim, because she's not a victim. We all know she's not a victim. With all the horrible things that she's done, she's not a victim. So let's not give her all of these reasons and excuses to play the victim. Because at the end of the day, you cannot serve somebody karma. It just doesn't happen that way. Karma doesn't happen that way. When you try to inflict karma upon somebody else, in my opinion, it's like you're trying to play God. And guess what? It's going to come back on you tenfold, in my opinion. It's not your responsibility to teach people lessons. And, you know, you can hold people accountable, but there's a line that shouldn't be crossed. When you're getting to a point where you're talking about her kid and you know, her husband and all that kind of stuff, her personal life and things like that, it's going too far. You got to stop, you know. If you feel differently, you can let me know down in the comments below. You know, some people may disagree. If you have a story, you can message me and we can definitely do another video about this. I have no problem doing another video about this, because I think it's important. But I just don't feel that Without a Crystal Ball is worth all of this negative energy. She's just not worth it to me. Karma will bite her in the ass eventually. It will. It's inevitable. You can't stop it. But it's just going to take longer if you keep trying to set her up and get revenge and do this and do that. You know what I mean? KJ wouldn't be in the situation she's in if she hadn't done what she's done for so long and continues to do regularly. She needs to truly change her behavior. Yes, kids are off limits. Absolutely. But I personally, Goose, I don't feel as though she is going to change her behavior. Not when people keep giving her an excuse to play the victim. I understand her behavior. I watched the girl for months. I've done videos about her. I've done research about her. It looks like I need to do some more research about her. So I'm sure she's done a lot of horrible things, and she's going to continue to do a lot of horrible things, because when people keep trying to use her kid to hurt her and do this and do that, then that's when it's crossing a line. And that's when she can get on Twitter and play the victim, and she can get on IG and go live and play the victim, and go on her other channel besides Without a Crystal Ball channel and play the victim. It's a repeated pattern that she's always done. At some point, you have to take a step back and let her keep screwing over herself. Let her keep doing the things that she's doing. Hold her accountable, yes, but don't go real life. Okay? There's no reason to go real life. Don't bring up her child. Don't bring up her personal home life. You don't have to do that. There's so many other things that you can hold her accountable for. But once you start going real life and bringing kids into it, that's when I feel like you're crossing a line. And that's when I feel like she's going to play the victim, and it's going to take longer. She has done horrible things. It's her fault that people are so against her. It's her fault that there is an anti-KJ community. We all know that. That's her fault. She did it to herself. But with all of the horrible things that she has done, it's going to come back on her. It is. But it's nobody's job to inflict karma upon her but God, or whoever it is that you choose to believe in. She already got a little taste of karma with the whole Tati thing, but that didn't go through. I wish it had have, because let me tell you something. Tati has enough money where she could have continuously took her to court and made her life miserable, but she didn't. Right. She says horrible things about people all the time. She gets on her channel and talks about other kids. Let her do her. Let her keep screwing herself over, because it will come back on her. It will. It's like with Cam. She was a victim, but she crossed the line in her relation and went real life and brought up children. At that point, you can't play the victim anymore. Right. I don't know Crystal Ball and have never watched her once, but I've never heard anything good about her. No. And there's really nothing good to say. The only people who can go real life by contacting the police or a lawyer are KJ's victims, just as KJ is doing. I hate to say that because I don't like to judge without knowing her. But this one, I'll sit out. Yeah, I know what you mean. But this is just, I'm just saying that I feel like when, with all of the stuff that KJ does, and she does a lot, and she's going to continue to, it's never going to stop with her. Nobody is going to stop her from being who she is. Okay. But I feel like hold her accountable, but don't cross that line by going real life. Don't do it. I'm telling you, you don't have to go real life with all the shady shit that she does. She does stuff all the time, and that's never going to stop. Two wrongs don't make a right. Using her tactics make people no better than her. Exactly. I think that's really, Jennifer, what I'm trying to say. If you continue to do the things that she's doing, then it doesn't make you any better than her. And you're not going to be able to witness the karma that happens to her, because it's going to happen. It's inevitable. When you do horrible things to people, that shit comes back on you tenfold. And I believe in that. I've watched it. I've witnessed it. And I'm sure we all have. But sometimes I just feel like when it comes to bringing up her son, and, of course, she doesn't like it when it's being done to her, even though she does it. We all know Without a Crystal Ball does it every single day. But at the end of the day, it doesn't justify anyone else doing that to her. Let her be the bad person. Let her be the bad person. Don't you cross that line and be the bad person. Let her be the bad person. How about that? And that can be applied to all of these toxic YouTube communities, Jennifer. Exactly. I said earlier, KJ is suing for someone accusing Todd of essaying her child allegedly, but KJ recently accused Jim Bob of doing the same to his kids on a live video, right? And that's what she does. She keeps trying to do these horrible, horrible things. And that's why people want to hold her accountable. Just don't cross that line the way that she does. Don't do it. Let her make herself look bad. And she does it all the time. I'm sorry, I can't have any empathy for Without a Crystal Ball. This isn't about empathy, because I know what type of person she is. This is about things becoming so toxic to a point where enough is enough. Not for her, but for yourself. If I was still immersing myself in the whole KJ, I'd probably be, oh my gosh, I don't even know where I would be right now. I don't think I would be in a good place. I can tell you that, because that's how toxic she is, in my opinion. It is so hard to watch somebody be so evil as her, in my opinion. She's not a nice person. She doesn't care about anybody else's feelings. I have no empathy for her. This is not about empathy for her. This is about having empathy for the anti-KJ community, with people that I know that are really good people, but are just getting caught up in trying to get Without a Crystal Ball away. Not have a channel. Cancel her. She's gone. But it's not going to happen. It's just not, no matter what you do. Teaya Jennifer can explain a lot about what's going on in Canada, but not tonight anymore. She's not going anywhere, so the only thing one can do is pull themselves away from the situation and leave her be. That's what I'm saying. You can still hold her accountable. Don't get it twisted. There's a difference between holding somebody accountable and then crossing that line and going real life. Hold her accountable all day, every day, if that's what you want to do. Do what you got to do, but don't go real life. Do not let this overtake you so much that it becomes toxic and everyone's at each other's throats. don't let yourself get so involved emotionally. This is the internet, you guys. It's not going to change. The only way the internet is going to get better is if we make it better, right? Take yourself out of the toxicity. Take yourself out of all of that negative energy. Look, KJ loves the drama and the attention. It's growing her channel. It is. It is. That's what I'm saying. The more you guys keep talking about her, that's why I stopped. I'm not going to contribute to her channel growing. It's just not going to happen. It doesn't matter how small your channel is. If you're doing video after video on her, then guess what? All it's doing is bringing more traffic to her channel, you guys. I promise you. It's not helping. It's not. Did it help when Tati was suing her? No. It's not helping. And turn your notifications to all so you don't miss out. Yes, so next video we're going to be doing is paranormal activity, you guys. It's going to be very interesting. And hold on, I want to see something real quick before I go. It's a video file that I can do. I want to see something real quick. Let me see what this does real quick before I go. Where's the picture? Oh, shit. Hey, that was cool. Okay, so that was me sharing a video file. So I can share stuff. I just have to download it to my computer. Did that come up? You guys, did you guys see that? Hold on one second before we go. We've been on here for too long, y'all. You guys have been hanging with me for this long. Thank you guys so much for doing that. I appreciate you guys so much. Did you see it? Okay. All right. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. And it's all about the money. Let me just read this comment here. It's all about the money. She brags about the money she's making. I stopped following her last summer, but she's the topic on every channel I go to. Exactly, girl. Exactly. I appreciate you helping me get through a difficult night. Aw, I'm sorry you were having a difficult night, Karen, but I'm happy that I made it better. But this was a really good video. And to be honest with you guys, I always have fun hanging out with you guys. And I will try to be live tomorrow, but I cannot promise I won't be live tomorrow. Or I can't promise you guys that I will be, but I will try to be, to do the paranormal activity video. And it's going to be more about Annabelle and The Devil Made Me Do It, the new movie that's out. As a matter of fact, I'm going to try to watch it tonight. Thank you, Captain. You're so sweet, Captain. Hope you have a happy 4th of July and congratulations on the monetization. Thank you for having me up. Good night. Thank you so much, Captain. Thank you for the super chats. To anybody who sent me super chats, I really genuinely appreciate y'all. I can't wait to know sneak peek of what, sweetie? Of the paranormal shit? Yes, Captain is literally, she has a beautiful heart. And she's gorgeous on the outside. But what was I saying? Oh, so yeah, we're going to do paranormal activity. So if you have any kind of paranormal activity stories, I want you to come up on panel and tell me, because it's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And if you haven't watched Annabelle, watch it. And I'm going to try to watch The Devil Made Me Do It tonight. I'm going to ask my fiance to look for it because I really want to watch it. And then we're going to talk about that as well. I hope you guys had fun chatting with me. And to all my replay watchers, love y'all. Make sure that you like this video or this live or dislike, whatever. It's all engagement. It's all interaction. So you can dislike it all you want to. I don't care. Either way, make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, because it helps out tremendously. And I love y'all. Thank you guys for being so amazing. Sorry to any comments that I missed. Thank you to my amazing mods. You guys always do an amazing job. They've been waiting for me to go live because I wasn't able to yesterday or the day before. They're like, Teaya, when are you going live? Like, seriously. Because I couldn't yesterday. But it's very flattering that they like, my mods like it when I go live. It's not a hassle to them. They actually like me going live. So that helps. But love y'all. Hi, Menu Frog. And I will see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. I'll probably be here, though. It's going to be fun. Everyone have an amazing 4th of July. And I'm going to post a video to my community thing to let you guys see how my 4th of July is going, too. I love y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow. You guys have a good night. Bye.